from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey! It's Friday, everybody, and welcome to it. It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. TD Friday.
TD Friday!
I forgot we even say that. It is, in fact.
Don't do that.
Oh, okay.
I like it when she does it. It's better. It sounds better. It is TD Friday, everybody, and welcome to the show. We're glad that you're here, and we hope that for the next couple hours, we can all make some jokes and have some fun.
Real quick, if you're not a BDM, you can sign up on tomanddan.com. It's easy to do. There is a love meter. You can sign up for $195 a month up to $10.95 a month. I'd sign up now before BDM Appreciation Week because you have to be a BDM for you to be appreciated. And we're
Otherwise, we don't appreciate you.
Well, we do, but
We do,
it's just
yeah.
for this.
You just won't get the prizes.
For this particular appreciation.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone's appreciated, but this is going to be monetary appreciation.
So Streamline Mortgage Solution is sponsoring it. So they are giving us thousands of dollars to give back to BDMs because they appreciate BDMs just as much as we do.
So much confusing appreciation. I don't know where to put it.
And we are mailing out tons of prizes.
So make sure your
small-
addresses are current
Yes.
Yeah.
on your profile. Otherwise, some stranger's going to get your gift.
Yeah, or
Indeed.
they're going to get returned and we're going to have to give them to someone
No one's
else.
going to return
No,
them.
nobody's going to return it. If you get something good,
Yeah, you're right.
they'll
Exactly.
just keep it.
You get an Oculus in
miss
the
out.
mail.
Yeah, you get an Oculus in the mail, you're just going to keep it.
You're like, oh my God.
An Oculus. Wait, whose is it? I'm keeping it.
Yeah. So
Ever kept anything that was mailed to you that wasn't yours? Oh.
When we were in college and Poor in the Duplex, me and the Grizz got
That sounds like a great album.
Yeah.
Four in the Duplex.
Pour in the duplex.
we got a birthday card from some
Granny?
granny.
Yeah, I got a
Oh,
granny.
you kept the money.
I kept the money
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We did it as a joke, and it was like $10.
I didn't do it as a joke. I was just like, well, it came here, the writing, and I remember the writing being extremely shaky, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, and it was
Because I noticed how, like, it was like they had tapped. Instead of, like, actually writing their name, they had tapped their name because of how shaky they were, and I was like, we're good here.
And it was pre our understanding of the internet, so we were like, well, there'd be no way of us finding little Billy or whatever.
But different people would tell me, they'd be like, that's a federal crime, man. You'll go to jail for taking that $10. And I'm like, from this granny? You don't think I could explain my way out of it? They wouldn't just let me give the $10 back? You mean they're just going to start locking me up?
And also, you're like, it came to me. I didn't check the what it said on the front. It's my address.
Exactly.
Anyway, there's a lot of federal crimes that are not that enforceable.
Yeah.
Like wiretapping.
But
and
they
stuff.
do enforce them on the state level.
Yeah. Like recording someone's voice, that's a federal crime. Like, that's never mattered. No
come
one
get
cares.
me. Do we have anything we have to get out of the way? Any more little things? We did. We did. Did I mention YouTube yet? No, I didn't.
No.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tom and Dan Live, and we are live on Twitch right now. We got a bunch of folks in there watching us live right now. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. If you've always wanted to join us live Monday through Friday, studio opens up around 10:30, and we shut the stream off sometime around 3:30. So Monday through Friday, you can come and hang out with us.
Follow our TikTok, too. Also, Tom and Dan Live.
Yeah, I put something up there. We bought wacky, flailing arm inflatable tube men.
Oh, yeah.
And I
yeah.
put that up this morning on our TikTok and on our Instagram.
Give us a like and a comment.
We waste we waste some money, man.
We want to mess up everyone's algorithm.
Of all the money we've wasted, though, this is the best.
This was a quality purchase.
Yeah, me and Daniel were legitimately excited.
We got so happy. We
I
stopped
never get
everything we
excited.
were doing and ran outside like two children with a new toy. And you set up your wacky inflatable flailing arm tube man. I set up my wacky inflatable flailing arm tube man.
Yeah. And
Mine's small, though. I got to talk to Tony. Tony bought me a 6-foot and bought you like a 10-foot.
Yeah. And
tall.
it has Daniel's face on the small one, my face on the big one, and they're wacky.
Oh, and they're good.
they are
Velcro. They even have a pouch for the flailing armman.
Yeah.
You fold him up and you put him in a pouch. It's a quality purchase.
Now, I didn't think, all I thought was about me and Daniel getting these, running outside like children.
I don't know
and
what to
setting
do
them
with
up
it now.
And well,
Do I take it home and put it in my garage, I guess?
my plan was for Eric, who's going to be at a lot more events this year.
Sure, Merchman Eric.
Yeah, and specifically a lot of events in Sanford, Pints and Paul's, Hurricane
Oh,
Party,
he's got something going on, I believe, for St. Patty's Day, right?
St. Patrick's Day. I'm working on that in Melbourne, their
Yeah.
downtown street party. And I want to have those wacky inflatable arm tube men
Yes.
next to the tent
On flanking either side of it.
to attract attention. Also,
We need to upgrade the Velcro, too. Our main flags, one of them, we're down a main flag because we lost the Velcro in a drunken rage.
Yeah. And we'll have this business meeting on the
I
on
love
the
it.
show.
Okay.
Oh.
So, on the
This
air
is
business meeting Fridays.
awkward.
So-
Fun Friday postponed.
When we were at Locals Only Villain Surf Fest,
Yes.
right? We were standing, we were talking to some listeners over there on satellite.
Holden Court.
And then my buddy the Wizard, who lives there now, he told me, he looked around and he saw our tent and a bunch of promotional tents, and he's like, "You need a prize wheel."
We do need a wheel.
Because and he's kind of right. He's like, people are intimidated to go up to your
There's
tent.
nothing to do there.
Even though like Eric has like a bunch of free bric-a-brac
Yeah,
or
stickers, koozies.
glasses. We have sunglasses, but nice ones,
We
not
need
some
a
radio station
visual
garbage.
call to action.
Yeah,
we need
that's
a
good.
visual CTA.
And then I looked
That's
over.
business lingo for you idiots out there. CTA, call to action.
I looked over and there was some insurance tent, and they had a
They had a
prize
wheel.
wheel, and my sons were running
Yeah,
up. They
they
didn't
loved
give
it.
a two shits about
They
the
loved
Tom
it.
and Dan tent.
They didn't.
They-
And our tent, we have a nice
They
tent.
gave
like-
out candy.
Yeah, they had
we
candy.
needed to give out candy.
And it wasn't even shitty candy either. It was like good candy. Like they
Yeah.
had legit Sour Patch.
yeah.
Like they had good candies.
And so no one was going over our tent.
Well, we didn't have anything for kids. We had like fat guy sunglasses, fat guy shirt, fat guy. We got everything.
Well, that's our demographic.
I understand that, but if you want to get the kids up there, you need some. We need a.
Do we
need-
want
We want the kids?
We need a neon light.
Yeah,
we need
yeah.
a neon. We've got the flailing, wacky inflatable flailing arm tubeman.
Yeah. But we need some
we need
sort
a
of
wheel.
You need a and
We need like a dunk tank.
I
or
want
something.
Eric with a bullhorn.
Too much water.
I want Eric.
Too much water.
Back in the day at the fair, if you were
carnival
if you were a
barker?
dunk clown, you would use a microphone to yell at people and tell them how disgusting they are to come. You
To
would
dunk you.
anger them. The call to action was you anger the people that have them throw stuff at
Okay,
you.
oh,
so we
okay.
need to get a bullhorn for Eric and have him just insult people.
Yeah,
like,
but he sits.
hey, you come spin my wheel, you piece of shit. You know, like, and then they'll come over.
Yeah. Hey,
He's
that
a
guy
big
looks like a
guy.
pedophile.
Yeah, hey, pedophile, come over here and spin this wheel. See if you can win some of our fucking fat guy sunglasses, you piece of shit. Yeah, I'm telling you, it would work.
Oh, yeah, then people come
Yeah,
over.
There'd be a line of people that want to kick Eric's ass.
Yeah. And then one tiny sliver of the wheel says, like, punch
Yeah.
me. You know, like they get to punch him.
Oh,
They try to
I
win
was just
that.
going to go bankrupt.
But we'll wait it. No, we'll wait it so it never lands on that. But people will try to keep winning it,
Yeah.
and they just get sunglasses.
I'm getting back in line. I've got 6 pairs of sunglasses.
But yeah, we
Okay,
need
prize
some
wheel.
sort of call to action.
How much for a prize wheel?
Oh, what about Guitar Hero?
You know what? It's making
Oh
a
my
resurgence.
God. Dance Dance Revolution.
No,
That's too expensive.
Guitar Hero is making a resurgence because there's a new Guitar Hero game out there called Clone Hero, and it's basically a PC version that people have emulated to the point where they use all the old, peripherals, all the old guitars and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and they write their own songs for it and stuff like that, and it's
Oh.
making like a bit of a resurgence on the YouTube. You can get on the YouTube and look for it. One of the biggest cheaters in rock band history just got busted, like I want to say a month ago in January.
What do you mean cheaters?
This guy had been faking all of his. Sorry, you just sent me in a different direction. But this guy had been faking all of his rock band and all of his Guitar Hero
Making it
videos.
look like he was
hitting
hitting the marks.
This motherfucker.
Split screen is like,
Yeah.
Tom,
I watch on the
Yeah, I
TikTok.
know
I'm
you
like,
do.
he's good.
This motherfucker, you can look him up. Look up greatest Guitar Hero scammer. You'll find this guy. For years, dude, he did this for like 5 years. He did videos, and what he would do is he would film himself doing it slow.
Shmooey. I hate his name.
I think it is Shmooey.
Yeah.
But he would film himself doing it slow. It's a trick that you do for like rap videos and stuff. You film the person lip syncing slow, but then when you speed it up, it gives us this weird, almost like a real time film. People would know what I'm talking about. Like
Okay,
somebody
some
that's in
effect
film.
that- yeah, okay.
But anyway, he did this for years until the community, because this thing's making a resurgence. You got to be careful how popular the thing you're fucking around with is, because this thing, these nerds, these other players are like, this guy's claiming to be the best, right? So he posts this one video of him playing, let's say, a Dragon Force metal song, and he's ripping it.
I'm level 10 or whatever.
No, they speed them up 300% faster than the normal speed. They're having to do this on their own. They can't. The regular game is so easy for them that now they're having to take it and like magnify the game 300 times in order to get it fast enough for this guy to actually play it, right? So he puts out this video, and then they start deep diving and like slowing it down. They're like, your finger pattern isn't matching the actual notes. Your video's screwed up. So then they start trying to find other ways that they can dupe this guy into figuring out if his videos are fake. They find that on the menu bar for, let's say, Clone Hero, that when you hit a multiplier, like a 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, that around the multiplier, it will swirl in gold. And that actually has a pattern. So these nerds took video of his little multiplier swirling and counted the pattern in it to see if it ever changed, to see if he, like, that would delineate that there was a cut in the video, and damned if they didn't find
People
it.
care too much about this.
And they drilled this guy down.
Listen to this quote.
Okay, good. So you found it. All right,
now
all
the
right.
community hopes to move on. Quote, he did some crazy stuff live. He did some crazy stuff in online sessions.
Yeah.
It was enough to let our guard down and trust him with being legit, and he took advantage of that.
Yeah.
What?
They confronted
Who
him on
are
a
you? What
Zoom
is
chat.
going on
I
in your
watched a
life?
documentary on this. They confronted him on a Zoom chat, and they're like, yo, dude, your pattern doesn't. How do you explain your pattern? And and he all freaked out, and then he like left the chat. Then he left the Zoom.
I would just duck because you couldn't see him in the crawl. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to get out of because they're like, where'd you go? And then you see him crawling up and down the back.
But anyway, yeah, so it's still a thing. So if you did want to do that, because I felt kind of stupid because the price actually for some of your guitars and some of your peripherals for those games has gone up in the last couple of months because it is making a comeback. It's funny what trends people get a hold of, It's retro gaming at this point, right?
Yeah.
Which is cool. I don't know how the hell we got on that, but there you go.
There's also a guy on TikTok. His whole thing is like 7 degrees of separation from him to anybody in history.
And he can connect it.
And then he does TikTok videos where people challenge him, and then they put up money.
But then he finds a way.
And then he finds a way, and then I just watch it. I'm like, what am I watching? Like, I don't give a fuck how you are connected to Morgan Freeman. And it's like me, my buddy Joe. Joe took a picture with Tupac. And I'm watching it. And I'm like, I'm wasting my goddamn life.
Who is that?
Okay.
It's
We're
our
supposed
guest?
to be calling?
Like, who the hell is that?
So
Who's on the line?
this made a lot of headlines.
Yeah.
Was it a couple of weeks ago? And it was a student from UCF that was tracking Elon Musk's private jet.
Yes.
And it made news because Elon Musk reached out to him and wanted him to stop and offered him money, and they started negotiating. And then the last thing I heard is there was a counter offer and then nothing.
Yeah,
but,
then it went like radio silent, I believe.
But on the line with us is that UCF student, Jack Sweeney. How you doing, Jack?
I'm doing good.
Hey, man, first of all, thanks so much for your time, and we really appreciate you, because you're a busy student doing your thing and trying to, become certainly more important than 2 podcasters within your town, but we appreciate you taking the time, man.
Also, Jack, thanks for doing something that promoted UCF, besides from the football team in a good way nationally, because we're both alumni, UCF alumni.
We
and
are indeed.
It's good to see them getting national attention for something like this. So good job, Jack.
Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning. What even made you decide to start tracking Elon Musk's jet, a private jet? Where did that even begin?
So I was like a fan of Elon and like SpaceX and Tesla, and I knew he had a jet, and then I knew about these like websites where you could track planes and stuff. So I basically had the free time to do it during COVID. Just started messing with it.
So basically, am I right to like it's all public knowledge, like every airplane or commercial aircraft or even private?
So the planes like transmit through their transponder, their location and stuff. All the telemetry of where it is and the altitude and all that.
How did you even know where to find Elon Musk's jet? Is it public record? Like you could look it up and then find?
Yeah. So the FAA has like a database that's like the registered owners and stuff. And it was also known before I started tracking it that was his plane.
Okay, you can see people online. It's like also like in a weirder, like not as important way. Once they figure out what the call letters are or whatever, it's pretty known that people just start publicizing that on the internet all the time. It'd be like with the Peloton bike. Like once you find out a famous person's on there, they tell everybody.
Gotcha.
Like, hey, this person's riding, you can ride, but then they have to change their name. But I don't think you can do that. It's not as easy with a plane. You can't just slap new numbers on there.
So,
no, it's harder.
Jack, walk us through, like, once you found out and got the idea, okay, I could track Elon Musk's jet, and then you got to write some software or, like, how...
Yeah, did you create a bot to do this?
Yeah.
So, like, the more normal websites, like, where anybody can track planes, his plane and many other people's planes are blocked. So I had to find, like, another open network that doesn't block anybody. So I get data from them. And then I started writing a bot that will look at the data and then figure out if it's landing or take off and then post it to Twitter.
And so once you started doing this, how long before Elon Musk contacted you?
So that was like a year and a half. Wow. But like a year into it, he flew to Hawaii and then someone like retweeted the tweet and Elon saw that too. And he didn't really seem to care back then.
Yeah, it's funny because, these things have been around for a minute, and I'd seen them pop up. I didn't know that you were behind the Elon one, but when you see these things pop up, I didn't really think of it as much of an invasion of privacy as I just thought it was a cool way to do tech. Like I was like, oh, that's neat, that you're doing that.
Yeah.
How did you find the message? Did you at all, did he reach out to you first, or did maybe a reporter or somebody in the media tip him off in any way, or was it do you feel like it was an organic way for him to reach out to you?
Yeah, he just direct messaged me on Twitter, basically.
And I read the direct messages, and first he was trying to, and you were pretty honest with him. I mean, it's all over the news, and you shared your, screenshots of your messages, but you were telling him how you were doing it. And he was actually shocked that how easy it was, right? Or that.
Yeah.
So, tell us about the conversation real quick with Elon.
Yeah. So he initially just messages me, can you take this down for security risk? And he was asking how it worked and everything, and he was calling air traffic control primitive. And then I think he said he doesn't like the idea of being shot by a nutcase.
Yeah.
And then it went on, and he was like, how about $5,000 to take this down and help me make it harder for people to track? And then I countered offered for $50, and then time went on and stuff. And then I think he said it doesn't feel right to pay to take this down. And then when all the news came out, he blocked me on both my accounts.
What a coward.
Well,
$5,000. That's a slap in the face.
Hold on, but Jack, you got big balls because I'd be like, yes, I'll take it.
I support Jack 100%.
Jack knows what he's doing.
Jack, when I was in college, I would take $5,000 for anything.
You're an idiot.
Hopefully, $5,000 to help me kill this.
Well, the difference is,
do I just have to drive?
Here's the difference between Jack and you and I. Mm-hmm. You and I were going to college to get out of college. Jack is going to college, I believe, to use the knowledge he earns in college to actually be something like an Elon
Oh,
Musk.
okay, yeah.
We were just
I
doing
forgot.
it to do it.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. With no plan whatsoever.
What was your initial reaction? Obviously, you knew it could have gone one of two ways. Tom and I, obviously, we commend you for having, again, the balls to do that, because I, too, would not have done that. I probably would have said, 5K, I'll take what I can get. Now, when he did block you and when it kind of got to like an ending point, were you sad? Were you like, or like, how did you feel?
I mean, it was kind of whatever, because like I still had the account, so it was cool. And then the news started coming out, so it was pretty cool to see like the news everywhere.
Yeah. But nothing
yeah,
more than
I mean,
that. I like that this is just a surface thing for you. There's like no big deal. He blocked me. Whatever. Still going to be a big deal. I'm Jack Sweeney.
Yeah.
Why do you think, was it just because Elon Musk contacted you that was why the media, it was such huge media attention? Because you track Bezos' jet.
Yeah,
and
a
who
bunch of
else?
jets.
Yeah, who else do you track?
Bezos, Bill Gates, Mark Cuban,
All the billionaires.
some others, yeah.
And I know that a local aviation company reached out to you about possible offering you a job. Like, what else has happened since all this media attention for you?
I made some money, and then Mark Cuban messaged me too, and a few other things. Not a whole lot of other stuff. Just made some money and the whole news. That's pretty much it.
So Mark Cuban, was he like, what did he say? What did Mark Cuban say?
He's like, you don't think it's a security risk and stuff.
Oh,
wow.
He's coming after you.
Oh,
too.
you're rattling.
Yeah.
You're rattling billionaires.
I love this.
You got these guys, man.
Yep.
Like you are rattling these guys. And so does he have an open dialogue with you, or did he decide to block you
Yeah,
too?
he does. Yeah, he does.
Now,
Ask
Jack.
him
Oh,
for
he's got them
50.
shaking in their billionaire boots.
Tell him, or you'll take his down for $49,000.
Now, hold on, Jack. In the movies, are you 19, Jack?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said that like an old man.
You did.
Like at a strip
Yeah.
club.
How you
Like,
doing, Jack?
hey, you can't get in here. You're not Jack. All right, get in there. Go see some titties.
Well, I gotta reference the right movies.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh my God. You don't know any movies
I'm
that
gonna
are
reference
current.
1996 Hackers.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
Where you wear Jenkos?
Jack,
You wear Jenkos?
I
It's not
apologize.
Jankos.
I apologize for Tom slipping into his Duck Dynasty character where he calls everybody Jack.
More like a Mr. Robot type scenario.
But what I'm saying is there's these movies where the hacker is so good that the government has no other option than to hire him
Yes.
because
Yeah.
they want him on his side. And were you thinking like that? Like maybe Elon Musk, because also with your $50,000 counter offer, you also said, and give me an internship.
Or possibly give me a Model 3, which
yeah,
I'm surprised
at the end I said an internship, but I don't know if he even ever saw that because he might have, because he blocked me.
Right.
I don't know.
And, he could have gotten off easy with the Model 3.
Yeah.
That is literally nothing for him to grab one off the line and ship it to your house.
It would have been a good promotion, and
I don't think he cares about
Yeah.
that. Too weird for promotion, right? Wow.
So, Jack, before we let you go, first of all, it's cool what you did, and also the marketing for your own personal brand. I imagine that you'll be successful in whatever you do because people know you hey, this guy has the fortitude and the intelligence to do something that no one else has done, and he's obviously super smart, and I'm sure you're going to get hired by.
People are sick of these billionaires, so if you're making them uncomfortable, I think people are happy about that.
Yeah,
You're like a hero because you're just making them upset.
Also, it's kind of bullshit when they're like, it's a security risk, as if
fuck off.
it's like
Yeah.
what are the
And, Elon's, I don't know if it was completely a security risk, more of privacy, because recently he was spotted with his I guess you could say his new girlfriend. I
Yes.
can't remember her name, but they were spotted getting off together in Los Angeles.
That's exactly what I thought,
Yeah.
Jack. 100%. I wasn't going to say that, but I 100% think the reason that this thing got flagged, and I'm not alluding to anything negative with any of these people, but man, if you're a billionaire and you have a jet and you like to use it to go cheat on your wife, and then you got some kid in Orlando who's put a beacon on it and they're letting everybody know,
Yeah.
it may not be as easy for you to fly to, the Caribbean and have a whore party. So I'm just saying, I appreciate what you're doing. I think it's cool.
Although I'm sure his jet, like these billionaires, they own jets and they have like colleagues and friends, and it flies around everywhere. And they're not.
Jack's got those two.
They're not.
Got them all.
They're not always on it, or is it like? Yeah. I mean, so it's just tracking the jet itself, not
correct. Not the
you don't
person.
know if he's on it. So before we let you go, Jack, let's talk about the party scene around UCF,
Oh
bro.
my God.
Bro, because when I was
Why
there,
did you call him bro?
I mean, we're
Are you broing him up a little
it's
bit?
just
They're
two
frat brothers now.
UCF kids talking
Well, I
about
went
the
to
party.
UCF.
Jeez, you're 40.
I went to UCF too. What's the scene like at Wackadoos, fam? Is it lit?
Is headlights?
Live-in pub. Live-in pub. Knight's library and Knight's pub. That's pretty much it.
Oh, nice!
Knight's
I've been to the
Pub.
library.
Yes, many a
Yep.
fish sat on my finger in Knight's Pub, my lad, my good lad.
Is headlights still a thing?
Oh my
I remember when headlights 2002. Oh, it was a good time. Sorry, Jack.
Yeah, we're the bad graduates.
So, what are you going to school for? Like, what's your degree in?
IT.
Oh, okay. That makes
what are you
sense.
trying to give him a mic? What are you trying to give him a Mike's Hard Lemonade? And get hey, what are you going to school for? Hey, why don't you? Hey, Smirnoff Ice. Here you go, Jack.
I mean, hold on, Jack? Do you feel like you know more than your professors at this point? Like, I don't know, like how
You're famous. You got some.
No, not really. They have some stuff I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, but you're famous.
But I'm sure they don't know how to track a plane.
Yeah. Tell him that. It's like, you don't know how to track a plane, dumb old man, and then rip the book in half.
Wait, hold on. Can you track? Have you thought about have people reach out and like, hey, track Trump's plane, or you know what I'm saying, like other
I
celebrities?
have Trump's on there.
Yeah, he's got Trump. Can you track
who
anything?
else?
I want you to track a friend of mine.
Well, all the
Let's track
Air
Tom's
Force
truck.
VIP planes too.
The what?
The Air Force VIP planes too. So that includes the Air Force One when he's on and all that.
Yeah, he's got the president,
yeah.
vice president.
They can't hide them. You
think, right?
That seems like
Well,
that.
just the plane.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
But I think you should broaden it. I would like for you to track an ex-girlfriend of mine. I would like to know where she's at all times, because that bitch, I'll get her.
Does this work with any other transportation, like a train or a boat?
Yeah,
Like
really
a
sad
cruise
stuff.
ship?
Bus.
Well, there is a similar technology for boats, but I haven't really messed around with it.
All right.
Let's start tagging yachts.
Oh yeah.
Jerry Jones,
Yeah,
still
Jeff
not on his...
Bezos, yeah.
You tag my boat. You're like still there.
Oh, wait, it's
Has a
going
movie
out.
Is that Oasis?
Oh, look, the people that clean it are taking it out to run it. Well, Jack, thanks for your time, man. We're proud of you.
Yes.
We're proud of what you're doing. And if you do anything else or make any more news or piss off any more billionaires, we would love to be able to talk to you again, okay?
Okay, yep.
All
No
right.
problem.
All right,
See ya,
buddy.
Jack.
Be good.
Bye.
See
Bye.
ya. He's a nice kid. He's a
Yeah.
kid. That's a kid.
Yeah.
19.
That's one of the first people that we've had on the show that it's difficult to talk to him just purely based on the fact that I'm a fucking old man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, it's hard to talk
And
to.
he knows we're dumber than him. He
Yeah,
knows it.
I
He
can
knows
feel it. I was
he
intimidated.
Can smell it through the phone.
I was
We're
intimidated
idiots.
at how quiet he is. He'd be like, yeah. I'm saying yeah because the yeah-yeahs are the things you should know.
You
You know what I mean? Like when he said yeah, it was like, yeah, you're asking me shit you should know.
Duh.
That's how fucking dumb you are, guys.
Also, when I was 19 and an adult asked me to do anything, I would be like, yes, sir. Because I would be like, oh shit, I fucked up. Like,
What
if
were
I-
you honestly doing at 19? Do you remember? I remember
So
something
dumb.
that happened to me at 19 that I could compare to what's happening to him, and it was terrible. He invented a bot that can track billionaires with, useful technology,
Yep.
and he made news stories all across the globe. I got a hand job at the dollhouse on OB2.
I was getting kicked out of back booth for underage drinking.
Yeah, not to completion, just a hand down the pants, a move it around, a me going, hey, get out of there. This I didn't know this happened.
I was riding around University Club
Yeah,
near
we-
UCF
yes.
on my dirt bike with a cone on my head.
I've seen that.
For a character I like to call Conehead.
Where is Conehead?
It didn't take off.
It didn't.
And I swore, I was like, "This is gonna make me famous."
Conehead is gonna kill.
And then the bear suit took off. I didn't think that was nothing. Then
He
I
was all in on
All in
Conehead.
on Conehead.
so I was running around in the bear suit, fighting frat boys boxing. In my
Some
party.
days, if he's in there and he's thinking about something, you'll still catch him doodling a Conehead now and again. It's still a dream in the back of his mind.
It's on if you own Counterparts, which I found.
I
It's
do
on there.
have that. I have
Yeah,
that.
look for Conehead.
Yeah, it's me.
I also have, what is it, Miss Monster Balls Deep? Or whatever.
No, get rid of that. You need to get rid of that. You should
Somebody
not have
let
that.
me borrow Smoking Ninja
You
a
should
couple
not
months
have
ago.
that.
I got to get all this
Smoking
collected
Ninja
for the
Smoking
lawsuit.
Ninja is horrible, but it's fun. It's a fun little ride.
I found the last case of Counterparts DVDs.
People want those. You
I
should put
know.
them in the mystery boxes.
No, my friends had a conversation at the camper trip. They're like, "Don't you put that fucking shit out there again."
Oh, BDM Appreciation Week.
I was thinking it could be a parting gift for people. You know, like
and then I started thinking.
What about people that come here when they leave? We go here, take one
No,
of
Yeah,
ours.
here's
no,
a
no.
gift.
Here's a 20-year-old Smoking Ninja DVD.
I told myself when I was 22. Speaking of Jack, or whatever,
22.
I think that's all. Like I was probably 19. I was probably when I filmed that shit. I was probably Jack's age at 19. I said,
Look what you were doing with your college career.
I know.
At 22.
No one offered me nothing. Well, Monsters offered me a job.
Well, not the same.
Balls deep, bro. You want to be balls deep?
Balls
God
deep
damn
Tesla.
it.
It's the balls deep of Tesla.
I can't tell the story. I can't tell that one.
Anyway,
I gotta move on.
I swore that I'd never be embarrassed, or I didn't really care what kind of content, or who gives a shit. And now, if I just think back on the shit in that video, I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
Cringe.
I think
shit.
I think we embarrassed ourselves in front of Jack, and I don't like that. It's making me uncomfortable.
No, he's fine.
He screened the phone call, which I found interesting.
What do you mean screened it?
Kids don't talk on the phone these days.
I guess not.
Yeah, I mean,
I had to leave my name like I'm calling out from jail
I
for him
find-
to accept my call.
I find
Really?
that,
Yeah.
I find that
He's paranoid.
I'm with him.
people his age.
Well, he's got billionaires mad at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how you get fucking Epstein.
Yeah.
I have found though that people his age, and it would go back to the camping trip and the 16-year-old we had on there, because 16 to 22, not that's
Yeah.
closer than
Closer,
we
yeah,
are.
yeah.
But I have noticed that most younger people I meet are pretty quiet. Now I know that's I'm stereotyping, but I think they're quieter than we were. Because I think in some ways they're smarter. At least the ones I'm meeting
Yeah,
are.
but if we were to text Jack that conversation, he'd probably have this different personality that's like, oh, this guy's funny,
Right,
witty.
right.
Crystal told me
That's
that
the way they communicate.
It also
is-
sound like he might have been in class, right? Because there were
Yeah,
people
yeah,
saying
yeah.
"Bye, Jack,"
yeah,
in the
like
background.
or his mom was like,
Yeah.
"Hi, baby,"
I mean, that's what I was gonna ask him about. If this caused
Oh,
him
did
to
you get
be.
any poon from it?
what are the girls like? Well, describe their bodies. What's wrong with you, man?
I didn't say.
Hey, what are the girls like, Jack? What's it like? You been laying some pipe?
Well,
You been laying big pipe, Jack?
I mean, it's
Jack Sweeney.
it's the most famous.
What a great name.
It is.
Student-
It's like Jack Harlow,
Yeah.
which I've been getting the two confused a lot lately. That new song, Nail Tech, that's a good song.
You only hear about football players coming out of UCF and they have national fame, but other
Oh
than that,
no, we have a lot of good tech in this. I've had
well, not that has national stories like that.
we
but,
have we've had people that have had inventions and certain
well,
little things. That
graduates,
get some
yeah.
heat.
But I'm saying within
A
the
current
past
student, you
5
mean?
years or whatever.
He's
you
the
know, whatever.
coolest though of what's cool, like cool tech. Like Tesla is cool tech.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about whether or not you think Elon's a good person or morally or whatever. I'm just saying that, electric cars is probably the hottest piece of current tech, right?
Yeah.
Even above an iPhone, a smartphone, computer, VR. I personally think that electric car is the hottest thing we got riding right now.
I was gonna ask him. He said he made some money, but I wonder off what. Just.
I know, I was waiting for you to
popularity
ask
of
him.
the
We should have
website.
asked him
I know.
that, but we were so concerned with a young college poon that
He probably
blinded by poon.
private about that kind of stuff. He's not.
I don't know.
Talking
He-
about money is.
He kind of strikes me as the type of guy that he would be honest about it
Yeah, I
because
feel
who
like
cares?
this is like a nothing to him. So
Yeah,
he's like,
I don't-
I made a little money.
I don't
whatever.
think he cares.
Yeah.
His reaction to interacting with billionaires and making them mad and being
It's
calm about it is
hilarious.
different than mine.
I love it.
I would
do whatever they wanted me to. I'd be like, yes, sir. Like you.
I would be an anxiety wreck. I'd be like, oh my God, I made Mark Cuban mad. He's going to kill me. Like, that's how I would think. Because that's how, like, fucking dumb I am.
I wouldn't think he's going to kill me. I would think I disrespected.
You just wouldn't want to make him mad, right?
I would be watching my P's and Q's like he has influence, right? Like, what is this guy doing? Everybody's in on it.
Although this is a great way to parlay it into a future career, and then I was gonna like, is it worth just leaving college now while you're hot? Right? Like, it's kind of like a fucking going like back in the day when you could go straight from high school to
like
the
what
NBA.
Sean Kemp did. Here, I'll show my age. There's a reference for you.
LeBron and Kobe. It's just like, do you like screw it now with all this? Because the news cycle is so fast that, like, is this, I mean, it's already kind of done now, right?
We should set up a fake Twitter account and call it Jack Sweeney's Poon Tracker.
Yes.
and try to store him out of it. Pay us $50.
Oh, he'd ruin our lives, and you know he would.
We use our
He'd hack the shit out of everything we own.
It's an idea that Ghost in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, if you'd like to watch us and listen to us. He said Jack should develop an AI bot to track all the poon he slayed across campus. I just think we should just get a Twitter feed, call it Jack Sweeney's Poon Bot.
I am Jack Sweeney's Poon Bot.
Poon Bot. And then just say, like, currently getting poon at University College. Like, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, because we have no way to actual track anything. We can't even.
But you just say it's a parody account. Parody accounts are very popular.
Yeah. And then you put it up, and no one cares.
Getting poon.
Then we still try to store them. We're like, give us $50.
Blowjob at Knight's pub.
Hold on, you the old guys I just talked to.
Fuck off, old guys.
I'm telling you,
poon trackers are going to work.
He's got some ball. I saw the message. If like Elon Musk, like, how about $5,000 and you take this down, and then he's like, how about 50,000?
It was
fucking balls.
It was a casual counter, and I enjoyed it. Like, because I wouldn't have done that.
That's chump change to Elon. If this matters so much for you, give me $50,000. Pay for my college.
That's what he said. He's like, college is expensive.
Exactly. That's a fair ask.
But what me and Dan are saying, he's got a way higher self-esteem than me and Dan.
Yeah,
I
don't. Well, he knows how smart he is.
Yeah.
I know.
Like tonight, I know what'll happen tonight. I'll be like, "What's for dinner?" And Andrea will say, "Well, it's a dance night. Maisie gets to pick." And Maisie will say McDonald's, and I'll want to fight that because I don't want to eat shit trash food, but I will not. I'll just keep my fucking mouth shut, and I won't say a word. You want to know why? Because I don't want my wife to get mad because I ruined the end of the Friday night. I'd like to get a hand job.
So it's pretty interesting that all public and even private planes are public knowledge.
Well, I think they almost have to be because of the space they're occupying, right? Like
but you could probably make it a closed circuit where only air traffic control and like officials have, you know what I'm saying? Like think it's pretty interesting.
There probably are some that are classified that.
Yeah, like when the president's traveling on Air Force One, there's no tracking.
You're not finding that. And plus, there's surrounding aircraft too, so it wouldn't even matter if you know where they're at. They know where he's at, and then they've got a squadron of people flying along.
Also, if you look at those text messages or I guess Facebook or Twitter messages, like Elon Musk is like, wait a minute, like every plane has the same digital ID or whatever. They don't randomize it each time, and he's like, nope. And he's like, fucking FAA, archaic. Like he's talking shit.
He didn't even know. It was a little bit of dumb old man because he didn't even know the technology that they were applying to aircraft.
I guess maybe you
can't know everything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you could try.
Yeah.
I'm sure he felt a little bit stupid too. I mean, it could be just as easy as that. Of course they don't randomize it, and then he got mad and blocked. You know what I mean? Like it'd be something as simple as that.
Yeah. It's weird that his go-to was blocking when you
may not have been him.
Oh yeah. He's probably got
I mean, so this thing blows up in the media, and then you have a PR guy that's job is to scrape the internet and make sure that you stay out of trouble. Maybe they thought more communication with this kid, he'd share more screenshots. You shut it down.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with anything really. It just has to do with we want less headaches, we want less of this, so just stop it.
Or I'm surprised like Elon Musk even bothered to actually reach out himself. Like you think he'd have some lawyer or something to handle.
I bet he thought he was the Elon fanboy and could have gave him just $5,000 to take it off.
Yeah, you're right. Because that's intimidating when a celebrity
Exactly.
talks to you.
And he said you
Now-
heard Jack say I was a fan of Elon when this happened.
Yeah, here's the argument though I would say for Elon though is that like there is a play here where Elon's basically saying, this is something I don't like, and I'm coming to you hat in hand and asking you. And
offering I mean,
literally-
$5,000 is not
a lot of money.
Is
Not to him though.
true,
Well,
but it's not.
It's not about that.
But it's a lot
But
of
it
money to
is.
Jack, though.
No, but it's not. It's not like you don't.
It is
get
if you're
to,
the one that's getting offered it.
No, because you don't. Just because he's rich doesn't mean that you get to throw any amount number at any or counter with
can.
it. I mean,
He
you
did.
can't. Well, you're not going to get anything. Is my point.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like I feel like $5,000.
He should've got-
He could have just given him $50,000 and shut him the hell up, and he would have done it.
But my argument
Which
here,
would have
though,
also been chump change to
is
Elon.
that the kid, but the chump change argument doesn't matter because what he has should never come into play. Like if I'm gifting something or giving somebody something, how much I have and could I give more does not matter. That's not
To
even
you.
in the
Yeah.
equation.
And also $5,000 just to stop doing something that's not making you any money, although it is making you, I guess, famous or infamous or like in media attention. So that you like, why take it away?
Elon's argument is this is something that I don't like. It could be like maybe a bothersome to me. How about just sight unseen? You're doing something to me. I am doing nothing to you. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
You are doing something to me. I'm doing nothing to you. Here's $5,000 for you mistreating me, right? Here's $5,000, and then you're like, how about more? And it's kind of like, I can see the argument.
And the other side.
Go fuck yourself. You're doing something to me. I offered you money. That's why I take the, he's a billionaire out of play.
Yeah. And, I'm no businessman, but I would have counter-offered with like 8,000. Because, like something, 50 was probably a step too far.
a
Like
couple more thousand.
Maybe you doubled it and you do 10.
I think you would
How
have
about
said
10?
a little more, and I think I would have said thank you.
Yeah.
What do you honestly think you would have done, Sam?
But the problem is you can't foresee.
I wouldn't have. I probably would have asked for a lot more.
But if he said here's $5,000, you would have said I want 100,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then you get nothing.
Yeah, but that's fine.
But then you could have 5. Oh.
Yeah, I'm kind of go back to the could have had 5
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm like, well, you're doing it. The only person actively doing something here is Jack, right?
But maybe this will, like, if he keeps doing this, keeps tracking Elon Musk, like now the media already knows about it. They
And
know
all these other billionaires that are also interacting with him. It's
Yeah.
worth more than 5Gs,
If-
in my
Agreed.
opinion.
No, I agree. But
If-
I'm just saying if you wanted the cash, I mean.
Yeah. And if it worked and like maybe something in the future happens where they use this or use this college students like.
Well, I don't think it's copywritten or anything. Somebody could write the same bot and do it right now.
Yeah.
And probably somebody is. I mean, I'm sure this has increased copycat plain taggers all across because everybody wants to be singled out by somebody famous, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, there are guys writing code right now trying to get attention.
And Jack, in the story I read, said that what he's doing is not that complicated to him. Obviously, I don't even know if you don't like. To me, it's the most complicated thing
I could
I've
tell
ever
by
heard
his
of.
voice it sounded complicated. Didn't he sound like awfully smart calm? Just smart calm.
I feel like he may be high on the spectrum as far as intelligence.
yeah,
and like,
genius.
Yeah, smart calm.
Yeah.
I don't trust
That's
people
why
that calm.
our trivial conversations to him was a nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
we
I
did not move his needle.
He did sound like he was at Arby's, too.
Yeah.
Like somewhere.
But-
He was like in the cafeteria or something, right?
Also, I'm telling you, the younger generation values like what media means less because there's
do.
so much of it. So it's
I don't
like,
know, because I went to his Twitter and he was like retweeting other interviews he's done. Maybe he'll retweet our show.
I wasn't going to mention he was on the show. Not that good at media. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah, I don't know what would move the needle for him. Maybe our show, because like honestly,
I'm surprised he did our show.
Notoriously, like, even I don't even like to be on the phone, right? So a lot of people don't like to just talk over the phone. So maybe if it was like a different, like you said, a text or something, or if like
We're also like 6 weeks late to the story.
We are mad
You know,
late.
like I'm
We are
how
mad
dare you?
late.
How dare
You know,
you?
I mean, we're
I
like-
wanted to let it simmer down a little bit
Yeah.
before
Let's
we
bring it back up again. Monica Lewinsky, where do you stand?
I wanted all the heat to cool down and then see.
White hot Jack Sweeney, where do you stand? It's been 6 weeks. Elon Musk doesn't even care anymore. He doesn't even care.
Nobody can.
Yeah, no, he doesn't even care. Oh my God! Should we take a break? What are we doing here?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. We got good and interesting music for you today. The first band you're going to hear, the name of the band is Early Eyes, and then Frank Turner, who is doing, I saw a bunch of BDMs put up the poster for Frank Turner's tour. He's doing 50
shows in 50 states.
Yeah, 50
right?
shows in 50 states. He is coming to
He's going
Orlando.
to be on the Flog Molly cruise if I choose to stay on that.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But Frank Turner, he's going to be, I think he's at House of Blues?
I believe it's House of Blues.
Has anybody else done that promotion? It seems like
50 states in 50 days?
I feel like
Yeah,
yes.
I think so. I think somebody's done it before. It's hard, but people do it. You know who I think did a version of it for Record Store Day, but they did I think they did 5 states and 5 different record stores, was our good friends The Attack.
Yeah.
For Record Store Day,
They're
were just
also going to be on that cruise.
Yeah, they were just hitting every record store. They were like, one in Florida, one in Georgia, one here, one, they were just popping all around. I like it when guys do that stuff like that. So that's what you're basically going to hear. The name of the song by Frank Turner is The Gathering. That'll come out of the break. Here's Early Guys. 1-844-TOMNDAN. That's the phone number. And show@tomanddan.com for emails. We'll be right back. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha's here, and let's jump into it now. Go!
Ross's piece of shit news.
Ross's News brought to you by Mo DeWitt. Just call Mo. If you're injured on the go, just call Mo.com. He can help you out with any accident. And I talked to him recently about some legal advice.
You've been bothering the hell out of him.
I know. I feel bad, but
shut up for a second. Hold on, lasers.
Just call Mo.
Yeah, there you go.
How you doing, Ross?
Mo DeWitt, proud sponsor of the Orlando Talk Show with Ross McCoy, because I think that check just comes automatically and he has forgotten about it.
That's
I'll cut that out, dude. I'll cut that out. I'm not gonna let you do that.
Yeah.
No, you got to keep that stream. Once you got a passive stream, that's what Tom calls them.
Yeah.
It's the only business that Tom has so many passive streams. We have one client that you still remember, Ross. That is, I'm virtually certain they're out of business, but we're still getting checks.
Yeah.
No, you can still download Word-of-Bugs with the right applications.
Yeah. Listen, half the small business in this country run off of forgotten checks.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
That's what we need.
Yep.
Bring back forgotten checks. Because it works. It's like just get in the system. Just get your foot in the system.
Yeah.
Forgotten checks.
Oh man,
They just keep coming.
they're great. They're fantastic.
And then there's a point where you're like, I'm never gonna ever bring this up because for sure they forgot.
Well, that's the one I'm talking about.
No, I know.
You know who I'm talking about, and if I'm not going to say it.
And then after a certain amount of time, you're like, is this stealing? It's not 100% stealing,
No.
but it's in the Venn diagram of stealing.
Sometimes I sit in bed and I think, are we going to have to give all this money back? But then I get high and I forget about it. See, I think that Ross would say, just get high,
Yeah.
forget about it, and
Yeah.
move on. It's not worth worrying about.
Yeah.
Well, my financial advice is to actually just turn the money into weed right away and smoke it and then try to get it back, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
You look like Bono and Willie Nelson had a baby.
Bono Nelson.
This is the best look you've ever had. I hope.
He's got the
I
yellow
wonder if you guys
lenses
are gonna kick out
again.
of this. I noticed recently in Orlando, like every third driver is just driving around with their fucking brights on for some reason. So I did, like, unironically, without even thinking of it, order some over the glasses, amber, night driving glasses. And when they came, I was like, oh shit, did they go pick these up off the side of Pine Hills and send them to me?
Those are awesome, dude.
I think those are better than the last ones.
I think they are too because they're jumbo size. They almost have like Barry Weiss from what was that movie or the show? The one Storage Wars.
Oh, yeah.
He would
yeah.
always wear the big jumbo like mafioso ones. I like it.
Ross, what do you think that is that people are driving around with their brights on? Is it that they don't care about anybody but themselves? So they're like, it's dark, so I want bright. Don't care about anybody.
Don't care.
So it's either that or I'm becoming an old man and like lights just bother me more. But I have noticed a bunch of people in this town maybe are like too poor to get their broken headlight fixed and maybe worried about that headlight ticket that you might possibly get. So I think they put on brights to give the illusion of having their headlights in working order. There's a lot of that. And then there's like a lot of guys in jacked up trucks and like, nice Beamers and stuff that just seem to be pricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that I sold my 1982 Volkswagen Rabbit. I've talked about this car. I have a model of it over here. I love this car so much. I forgot that you would. Yeah, when you would lose a light, it was customary when you did not have money to pop your brights on and then act as if those were your low beams. When everybody could tell, because we all know how functioning headlights work, and the low beams are on the lower part of the headlights.
But out of a technicality, they can't give you a ticket for not having headlights if you have your brights on. I guess you can get it. Can you get a ticket for leaving your brights on and driving with your brights? Is it? That's illegal. It has to be, right?
I mean, I can't give you a clear-cut, honest, full answer, but I do believe you're not allowed to drive with your brights always on. But
Correct.
Don't know.
All right. What do we got, Ross?
Sort of related, but unrelated. Before we jump into news, I want to tell you guys a quick story. This happened, I think, like a week and a half ago. It's getting fucking crazy out there. For the first time ever, I had a gun pulled on me in traffic.
Really?
What, dude?
What did you do? Sorry,
Now,
the victim blame.
Were you dressed like you are right now? Because that makes you the coolest motherfucker on the show.
It was Bono and Willie Nelson, and they wanted their looks back. They were after me. No, you guys as always play Am I the Asshole in this situation? Because, like, I'm not blameless, for sure. My kid has a downtown activity where I drop him off a lot during the week. So I just drop my kid off downtown. I made a right onto a street headed to I'm headed up towards Colonial. I'm headed down a downtown side street towards the main thoroughfare. Come up to a van. I'm coming up to a green light eventually. There's a van in the way, in the middle of the street.
Okay.
There's no way to get around him right. There's no way to get around him left. It's one of those downtown tight little brick roads. He's in the middle of the street.
Sure.
And he's at a dead stop as I approach. And as I approach, he kind of starts rolling, but at like 2-3 miles an hour. And I'm not even sure he sees me, to be honest. Like, I don't know what he's looking for, but he's looking for something. He's creeping along. So I gave my horn a toot.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar because I too am a tooter. I give toots now and again. It's a reminder.
Yeah, like when someone's looking down at their phone at a stoplight and then it turns green and you could tell they don't know.
Actually, you know why I know mine is a toot is because I have to hit my steering wheel 3 times extra light in order to get the fourth one to engage. I'm like, king, king, king. You know what I mean? Like,
you're testing the string.
Yeah, because it doesn't work the first time.
Stiff, yeah.
Because you don't want to do the full-on dickhead.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to find the toot.
Although I do
that. Beep, beep.
I do enjoy the full-on dickhead, the
that's Dan 2019.
So now, Tom, that was what I would call a honk, and I will utilize a honk. Like if I'm coming if I'm on a road and I have the right of way, and like you roll up to a stop sign and come through, and I have to make a choice not to end your life with my vehicle, I will apply the brake and I will give you a honk.
Yeah.
I will let you know that you put yourself in a position where I had to decide to let you live. I will give you a honk.
I will also give a toot, give a second toot, then give a honk. Normally my honks are only used as a triple toot.
It's called progressive horn escalation, Dan, and everybody's sane and rational practices it.
Yeah, you know.
I gave this guy a toot, like I said, just going, like just like that. And he I think he did not notice me previous to that. So he did at that point, scream over to the curb. And this is a guy in a minivan, like a clapped out ass minivan, disabled plates. I don't know if that matters or not.
Oh, man. You honked at a veteran.
Oh, yeah, a lot of disabled people.
Not disabled veteran plates, Sam. Just your standard handicap party.
I think if I were in a wheelchair, I would carry too, because I'm a little more vulnerable.
Yeah, and you're like, this will make up for my legs.
I've got gun legs.
We'll talk about this guy's disabilities maybe a little bit later in the story when we see what he does. So, give him a toot. He screams over to the side. I eased right on by. The green light that we're headed to has, of course, turned fucking red at this point.
Oh, you're stuck.
Perfect for handy shooting.
So I'm turning left. I come up to the light. I'm in the left lane. He, from his curb spot, honks the horn aggressively. Like, just starts honking the horn, and I'm a block and a half away. I don't know. He just like honks his horn real aggressively for a while, and then like from the curb screams up to the right hand side of me. So he comes up to the stoplight too, and he's right on my right. And as I say, my windows were down. He pulls up, his windows are down. He's just staring at me, just like head cocked to the left, just staring at me.
How long?
And I don't know. Before I said anything, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, a while. You know?
Are you
That's
just
an
looking
eternity.
Straight ahead at the light.
Because you could feel him staring at you. Just
I hate that feeling.
I do.
No, like I said, when he honked, I'm looking at him in the rear view, so I saw it all go down. And as he pulled up, like I just looked right over at him, and he's staring at me. He didn't say a word.
Don't do those eyes, man. Those are crazy eyeballs.
So, I said, in regard to him coming from the curb to the red light very quickly, I said, so you can drive fast if you have to.
Oh!
No.
Oh, there it is.
Magnifique. You used your witted tongue, sir.
And so, like, you could see the rage take his face. He just got apoplectic. And this is a 60-year-old white, like, Grubman. Like, flabby, no tone, pasty pale. Like, he looks like a human grub, Sam. Like, white and, like, wrinkly and, like, just rolls of fat and such,
Yeah, like that guy in Dune.
Yes, he's Baron Harkonnen.
Very good.
He's like Baron Harkonnen if he lost a couple 100 pounds.
Yeah.
He's a slender Baron Harkonnen. So Baron turns to the side and he starts like rooting through his shit. And at this point, I'm like, okay, if he comes up with a gun, I'm gone.
How did you guess?
I was like I'm trying to make a left turn against the red light into a two-way street. I don't have the right of way, but I'm like kind of scoping the situation just to see, can I go if he comes up with a gun? He roots around for a second and he comes up with a Diet Pepsi bottle.
Yeah.
And he cocks his arm back like he's Nolan Ryan. And so I just slowly roll up the passenger window and he throws it and it bounces off the window. And I roll the window back.
Hold on. So
This is the most absurd road rage incident I've ever heard of.
This is the greatest story. This is pushing into Pine Hills Ninja territory of how good it is. I love the idea of putting it back down.
So the Grubman threw his half-filled Diet Pepsi at your window. It bounced off, and then you roll the window down again.
Yes, I re-engaged. Probably my mistake at this point.
Wow.
I rolled the window down, and he had a little dog in his lap. And I said, hey, idiot, throw the dog over here. I can use another dog, something like that, right? And he was mad before he fucking lost it, like cartoon steam coming out of his ears. And so he pops the door at this point. All disabilities aside, he's going mobile, right? So he pops the door.
Come on, legs, let's see what you can do.
So he pops the door, and as he pops the door, this must have been like theater of the wild for the people across the intersection, because the guy across the intersection who the light as he pops the door, the light turns green. The guy across the intersection who's obviously watching gives me a toot, right?
Oh,
he gives
no.
me a toot, and I'm like, okay, homie sees what's going on, and he's like, get the fuck out of there, bud. And I'm like, thank you. I give him a hard wave, and I fucking accelerate the fuck out of there, right? I make the left, and I go left up the street away from this fucking crazy man who, in the 2 seconds it takes for the guy to honk and me to acknowledge and pull away, has come out the door and kicked my van.
Oh, you never kick a man's van.
As I'm pulling away, he gives it like a low roundhouse, like if it was karate move, he'd be sweeping the leg.
It's a Grubhouse. The Grubhouse. Give him the Grubhouse.
Oh, the Grubhouse.
He kicked your van with a low roundhouse.
The Grubhouse. A low fat Grubhouse kick.
Slow roundhouse, Tom. Like the van did a lot of the work for him moving away from him.
So, but it was loud enough that it dent your van?
I pulled into a parking lot a little bit after this, and there was no visible damage from any of the Grubman's attacks.
Okay, all right.
Good. That's good.
So what happened next?
So okay, I go left, I go up the street, and it's like I'm on Summerlin heading north of Colonial. I get to the intersection at Colonial, And it's a two-way, so I'm at a red light. There's a car in front of me. There's cars coming on the other side. I'm hemmed in. Grubman has made the hard left from his, straight or right turn lane that he was harassing me from. He eventually makes the left and comes up and gets right behind me. And he pulls up close, and I can see him in the rear view. Of course I was watching for him, and he comes right up. He's in the rear view. And so he starts doing some rear view theater for me, and he pulls his gun out. And it's a small, it's probably like a 380, I'm guessing. Like, it was small, it was compact. And like, I saw, Dan, I saw the square front profile with like the little hole in the front.
Sure.
So like that, when I saw that, it screamed gun to me. I knew exactly what it was. So he pulls the gun out. And this is, by the way, when I lost all fear of Grubman at all. He pulls the gun out and then held it. So, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, I don't know, maybe like you're holding a taco, but from behind. And so like I was like, okay, if he shoots at me, I'll just tell the cops to look for the asshole at the emergency room with a clip attached to his fucking webbing of his fingers.
Right.
So I immediately lost all fear of Grubman, and he waved the gun and then put the gun away. It was a real quick brandish. It was a real quick brandish.
It was like pulling your dick out when you should.
And then you're like,
and you're like, it's a different time. Like in the 70s, you pull your dick out.
Yeah. Did you think?
Honest to God, he brandished the gun real quick and put it away. And like when I saw how he was holding a gun, I was like, come up here with that gun. I'll take it the fuck away from you.
Right.
Honestly, was my thought at that time. But so he puts the gun away. It was real quick. And then he gets his phone out and takes a picture of my license plate.
Yeah.
This guy is really stupid. Awesome.
So
I spend, I do spend the next rest of the day waiting for the cops to maybe pull me over so I can be like, you guys met Grubman, huh? You should probably search his fucking vehicle.
Yeah, and find the gun that he's brandishing with his
So
tiny
anyway,
dog.
I make the right onto Colonial eventually, and he came, he followed me onto Colonial. He came and he pulled up. I was in like the left of two lanes with the turning lane beside me. He pulled up beside me in the turning lane, and this is a real classy problem. I have this situation with my van where I need a Swiss Army knife to roll out my driver's side window.
It's just tactical. It's a tactical window.
Yeah.
The bottle cap function serves just, if it fits right in there, it does a good job. That's a little handout to these scumbags if you're in this situation.
I love it.
So it took me a second to roll up my window on him. It was like a hard roll up, and he gave me the stare, and it's fucking bumper traffic. There's no getting away. So he came and he cut in on me real hard. Like, he came in front of me and like came in so close that like he was almost to the front fender to fender contact.
I like the idea of him saying, like, now I have to kill this guy. It's like he's done all of this. And he's like,
did
now
two toots.
He's like, I'm going to kill this man now.
Yeah, that's mental illness.
Yeah.
And then I backed up. I just backed up to give him like a little gag. You want to get in? Get in. I don't give a fuck at this point. Just go away. And he did. At that point, he just went away. He drove away like in a huff. He went like a mile and a half in the turning lane to the next light and ran it through it like a real classy gentleman.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Well, I'm glad you're okay, first of all, because that's insane.
Well, Ross, you got some balls, because if I looked at my rearview mirror and someone started flashing a gun, I immediately do the move where you lay down and you push stomp the gas.
You drive through a Walmart.
The Marita Bread Factory.
And then crash into the person
You
in front of
drew.
me.
That's what I would do. So I'm on Colonial, and I look at my rearview mirror, and there's somebody back there. They don't even have a gun. It's just some lady. She holds up lipstick. I think it's a gun. I lay down. I step on the accelerator. I drive through a fruit stand, killing everyone because I'm so much of a pussy.
But Tom, like, imagine this guy had like a Rambo knife, like a real nice fucking serrated Rambo knife with the compass and the handle and everything, and he pulls it out of the sheath, grabs it by the blade, and points it at his eye, or like
Yeah. I understand. I just, with the gun, I always assume like he's gonna start shooting through the back of my windshield.
No,
like,
that's what people do. Have you seen all those videos of people with road rage? The new hip thing to do in road rage is to shoot through your own windows. Like, it's all over. Dude, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I am not kidding. People are so crazy now. We've been talking about people not being able to behave themselves at stand-up. Ross, I'm sure you've seen some of this when you're out there doing, and performing, that some people have lost their minds. But there have been like 5, 6, 10 different videos that I've seen of like normally people would never do that. But now now people just shoot through their front windshield.
I mean, shit, Ross, let's talk about, like, not only we were talking about how audiences seemingly have gotten worse.
Well, Dan
but
Cummins was, he had people kicked out of his show.
there was a lady screaming out, "Go UCF."
Yeah.
And then Ross at Fatfish Blue. When
Yes.
Sam was
The
there.
drag show.
When
Sam was telling us, she was texting us and letting us know.
yeah, that fight happened inside where Bruce was performing and stuff, and then people started
You can
running
say
out.
fight. You can say riot. Either way.
Yeah, I use the word melee.
Melee.
Melee is good.
Ross, you perform a lot. Have you noticed there's a difference in audience nowadays?
I don't think so. I think if anything, better. Like it seems like audiences are better, in my opinion.
Good.
But I'm real privileged to work at a real small venue where we can control things real easy, and if somebody's out of control, we can get them out of there real quick. So
Yeah.
if anything, you know what the issue at the Bull and Bush, if anything, is like there's more drunk and aggressive people who just come in off the street. Not necessarily there for a comedy show, but like they're there for something, and they'll just cause trouble at whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is it's a cool bar, so you do get foot traffic of just people that just want to come to a cool bar and have a beer, and they're already hammered.
Yeah.
And I've seen that multiple times there. So.
Ross, I also like that you didn't call the cops because I like that about Ross.
Well, he was rolling dirty too. He's not gonna call the
That's
cops.
not his style.
Yeah, Ross.
You're talking to Bono Willie Nelson. He don't fuck around like that. He rolls a different way.
Ross doesn't want to involve the cops.
He's Spineless Ninja. You don't fuck around with that.
Yeah. I like
And
that.
what am I going to give him? I didn't get other than like he's in a shitty Chrysler minivan from the 90s and he's disabled plates. I didn't get his plates or nothing. And
Yeah, but you think, hey, there's this guy,
Yeah, it's van fights. I
guy
like these
flashing
van
a gun
fights.
at me in the traffic. Anyway, that's crazy, Ross.
Well, we're glad you're okay, man. That could have, probably not. I don't think this guy wanted to kill anybody. Did you get that vibe, or was he just a pissed off old man?
no, like he was furious. And yeah, I mean, he didn't want to kill because like he didn't take the extra step of actually doing it. But I maybe if like I taunted him one more time.
I mean, he was violent though.
if he flashed a gun and you just were like,
One bird.
Like at what Ross, let's fantasize. At what point would he have killed you? Just start shooting.
Why do you want to fantasize about Ross being killed?
No, I'm just asking, like, how far do you think it, like, one middle
How far do you
finger
push
after
it?
the gun, he kills you, or do you have
I
to
think
get
if
out
it
of your
gets to
car?
a point where he has to get out of his van and his dog runs away, he's killing you because his little dog is lost.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Dan. Other than maybe he's dumb enough to shoot out his own windshield, he would have to get out of the van and approach my van. And I would, of course, immediately go for my Swiss Army knife and try to roll up my window real quick.
All right, well, we're glad you're
But
fine.
at that point, it's man versus van, as far as I'm concerned. I would throw it in reverse probably, and jackknife it at him.
Oh, then you squish him in between two cars, and
But then he's still alive, and you do that move where you go and you have like a hero's conversation with him, and he's like, "I tell my wife,"
that's called the signs. Sorry.
All right, what do we got on the news today, my friend?
All right, and of course we can't do our usual promotion. The war with Ukraine has officially started. Putin's in there. He's got this hip in. So the promotion today is if the Russian-Ukrainian war goes nuclear today, the first person I think what was it on 25 people to email you while the news is live, and when the war does go nuclear, we'll get a custom Nukin Putin, Tom and Dan 2022 t-shirt.
Nukin Putin.
Nukin Putin.
What
A Nukin Putin.
what is crazy is you're watching clips on TikTok of a fucking invasion
war.
into a country.
Real time.
Please tell me you weren't watching the same algorithm I was, where a Russian had taken World War II movie sets that he was on and videoed it, and were the one where you see the body flying in the air. That's a dummy from a Russian movie that they're now.
There's fake.
There's everything that I've seen that's actual fighting on TikTok has been movie.
Okay,
I confirmed it.
I watched.
There's a warning article out by the BBC today, like that war video spoofing is basically, for every real video, there's basically 5,000 videos from Iraq conflict,
Right.
previous existing footage that they're hashtagging, like Russia's doing it in Ukraine right now, and just getting clicks and likes and stuff.
And I know what it feels like to be like on the edge of dumb old man, but also still young enough to know the platform. Loaded up TikTok last night, fired it up, swiping through. I see the tank rolling. It's a Russian web. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, they got footage. I'm like, oh my God. Why am I watching this? A bomb goes off in the background. I see a body ragdoll through the air. My heart sinks. I feel like I'm going to cry. And then I realize it's just a movie and I feel like an idiot. And then all the comments underneath are like, yo, that body fly dough. Or like everybody like on there is like making like comments about like, I bet dumb old man believes it. I'm like, I did believe it. And I cried. You made me cry.
I think there's some real ones on there. Like
I haven't seen any real ones. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are.
I saw there's a tank, and this may be fake too, but there's a tank. It looked like a Russian tank, and it slid out and hit a bunch of traffic signals. Like it fucked up or whatever, and like it was going down a highway. And then I saw one where a plane shot a missile.
Highway playing underneath.
They put music to it.
They do.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's so bizarre. This shit is happening in 2022, and then it's on TikTok and social media, and they're putting it as it goes on. Anyway, it just seemed like me and Daniel talked about this. It seems like like something from the fucking 80s or some shit.
Yeah, it's very old Cold War.
Breaking news, old Cold War from the 80s and Nukin Putin. The Russians last night took Chewnobyl.
Yes.
Radiation monitors at the spike showing a huge spike in radiation at the Chewnobyl site currently.
Yeah, a couple little bullets got in the thing. It's fine. Put a piece of
they're rummaging around.
200-mile-an-hour tape on it. Put some old duct tape on it. Be just fine.
The graph I'm looking at, the normal like radiation level they monitor is like below the 10,000 line of whatever the unit is here, Tom, and the reading at like approximately 9 o'clock last night, I think their time, spiked up to 65,000, and they think this is due to the whole area is saturated with radiation. They think the Russians, moved some armor through there, moved some guys through there, and it kicked up a lot of dust in the air, radioactive dust, basically. And so it is bad right now, but they're hoping it will settle out.
It is interesting. That's a very, you know what? That is super interesting to think that area is so polluted. Scarface. That just being there and walking.
Still, yeah.
You know what's funny is that I have remember that old Dyson fan that was a gift of mine for my wedding? That's how old this thing is.
Yeah, the one that's just a hole.
Yeah, it's an air blade is what they call it. This thing has a filter in it to purify your air. And it's so sensitive that if I toot my True Leaf toot pen and poof my weed into the air, that motherfucker will fire up immediately like, alert, weed, and starts trying to suck it off. And I can only, like, it's like if you walk past it too fast on the carpet, it kicks up dust, it'll kick on. That's how sensitive that thing is.
Yeah.
So this kind of makes sense to me. I understand, you're moving around in there, you're moving dirt, of course.
Yeah. It crazy too that they even why Chernobyl, it's just some tourist attraction, right? And there's nothing, no one can live there,
right.
No one can be around there because the
people
for the next 200
people
years
do urban exploring videos on there.
They do actual tourism, tours.
They do tours. And there was a guy that on one of these urban exploring videos that I found through Adam the Woo. I know Ross. I know you know Adam, and I was watching this video and this guy signed up. He took the tour, but they made him sign all these different things to say that, when you're on the site, you're going to get, you have radiation on you, and are you cool with that? And, I get whatever.
Yeah, it's a little bit,
it's fine. It's good.
I'm sure this guy knows.
There's a lot of dogs that live out there. That's the coolest thing to me. There's a lot of stories about the dogs that live out there.
They left all their animals there.
That's why I'm starting a dog site called Chewnobyl, where you
That's
can
genius.
the Chewnobyl, and you can adopt some of these radioactive dogs. It's going to be a pure scam. I'm just sucking people dry. Old people sucking all their money dry. Go to Chewnobyl.com.
So the other worry with them taking the Chernobyl site is that right now, all the one reactor went and did what it did. The other reactors are all shut down right now. The reactor that blew or whatever melted down, they've got a giant dome over it right now to contain that. But the experts who are quoted in this BBC article are saying we didn't build that to withstand a war. If somebody shoots that thing or fucking sets off a bomb next to it, that shit could fall in real easy. It's built to stay there and hold the radioactivity in. We did not build it for any kind of war activities at all. And so this one in Chernobyl, they're actually kind of lucky that like the area is depopulated. There's nobody around there for this to interfere with. But Ukraine does have other nuclear sites, and if the Russians start taking them, same concerns. Like, they are not hardened for war.
The whole thing is fucking nuts, and it's like, holy shit, how's this happening? It's crazy. And then
you've gone this far without saying it's like a movie. Don't do it.
He's
now.
not. He's not.
Somebody tooted at Putin in traffic, and he got real mad.
Oh man, he pulled out an isotope too.
All right, Ross, what else you got?
All right, we got war in Asia, and we got war in New Hampshire. New Hampshire, this 8-year-old kid asked his parents for a treehouse.
Oh wait, pause. You got to let our dumb listeners know that Russia is in Asia.
I mean, technically, if you took European history, they lump it in there with European history, so that confuses a lot of people. But yeah, it is on the Asian continent.
Yeah, it's on the
plate divide.
It's on that plate. All right, no, sorry, Ross.
8-year-old boy wanted a treehouse. Mom, dad, like checked in with the neighbors. Neighbors are like, yeah, fuck yeah, build your kid a treehouse, no big deal. They went ahead and built a treehouse 8 feet tall, 25 feet long, with a 168 square foot platform. Like, that's a mother-in-law suite. You can live in that shit, you know?
Yeah.
And so the neighbors were like, come on, man. He said treehouse, not a fucking house tree, you know. And so they got him. They got him they got him like before the planning board, and they got this thing declared not a treehouse but a deck. And so a deck needs to be 5 feet offset off of the fence line, and so they're gonna make them take this monstrosity down.
No,
but that also means they built this fucking thing within 5 feet of the fence. What the fuck? Like, this giant treehouse looming over my goddamn yard? No, fuck you. Take that shit down, Karen.
Well, it kind of seems like this is America. I should be able to build a treehouse as big as I want it in my tree. But I do agree, like, I have 2 giant oak trees in front of my house. And I was like,
we know. You're always talking about them.
I'm like, I wonder if my son
hasn't been raked since the last time I raked it.
No, never.
I was
never again.
I was blowing the leaves the other day. And I was like, God damn, this sucks.
He found one dusty pepperoni from the last time it was rated.
And I thought, I was like, if I built a monstrosity treehouse in between both, like Treehouse Masters or whatever, like,
why not just start with Lowe's Treehouse? Why, you know, like, why go Treehouse Masters?
I did think to myself, I was like, I bet my neighbors would be pissed if like this big ass fucking a house was built in the goddamn.
Funny you say that.
Front of my house.
My dad did have to go and talk to the Bolins back when I didn't have a treehouse. I had a stilt house. They sold him at Lowe's and like Home Depot. I don't even think Home Depot was around, but I think they got it at like Lowe's. And my grandpa and my dad built me a stilt house. It's the one that had the sandbox underneath.
Okay, yeah.
It was like a tree house on 4x4s, and then underneath it was like a little sandbox, the same dimensions as the tree house. But it stuck up in the air, and the lady behind us had a pool, the Bolins, and she would topless sunbathe out there.
Okay.
So my dad had to go and basically like talk to her about it, but she was a drunk, so she didn't care. But I can see where, yes, it could be a problem.
Oh yeah, young Danny Denny up there.
It was an old lady. It was disgusting. It was horrifying. It's like it looked like the mom from Something About Mary. Like that. And then here's another story I don't know if I've ever told. She wrapped a cinder block around her neck with a ski rope and jumped in the pool, and my fucking dad had to jump the fence and save her in his Sundex, and I think his necklace fell off, and he was really upset that he had to dive back in.
How did he know?
I remember that.
He was out there smoking cigarettes and he heard her splash.
He was in the treehouse watching her sunbathe.
Right.
Pretty much. But he heard a splash and he looked over there and he sees her go down, and my dad jumped in there and saved her.
Crazy. Also,
ugly lady.
Like, Tony Soprano do that, or some of the Sopranos? Like every once in a while you hear the old cinder block in the pool, kill yourself, and I'm like, man, that's a scary way to kill yourself, right?
I don't think that would work for me.
They say when you drown, like you get this euphoric feeling before you die.
I thought that was freezing to death. I thought drowning was horrifying.
Yeah.
It sounds horrifying to me.
I thought freezing was euphoric, but drowning, you're just
You're gasping for air.
Or burning alive.
Freezing, people think that because I think Jack London wrote that that's how it was, but apparently it's like your whole body is on fire, Dan. It's not
Yeah, you're right. Russ, you're right. There was a guy that you told me about that. Or when Ross was here.
Well, he lived at like Mount Everest. Remember? I think
Right.
Ross told us story.
Yeah, he's like, kill me!
Yeah, it's in Krakauer's Into Thin Air. It's really good. They left him for dead, and then he like staggers into base camp, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we left you for dead, dude."
Yeah.
yeah. But he made it. It's
Wow,
great.
awkward.
He revenge kills everybody that left him, right?
But with a tiny gun and a dog and a Diet Coke bottle.
So, if you wanted to build a treehouse in your backyard, like a monstrosity treehouse, do you have to get permits
Yeah.
for that? Like
Yeah.
a shed or
Code
something?
enforcement will.
My treehouse, the reason it was delayed and I couldn't have it on my birthday, oddly enough, was because my father didn't have a permit.
If you put up any structure on your property, you have to. Technically, you're supposed to have a permit.
If you're in like the city or a place where it's regulated, if you're out in like Christmas or something, and
No one's
you're just on
gonna
a sand lot, build whatever the fuck you want.
I will tell you, as a kid, I remember my cousin. He had more money, and his dad bought him it was basically one of these treehouse master style tree houses where
You just put it together, kind
well,
of thing.
You put it in a tree.
Yes,
though.
there basically
They
was.
cut it.
Yeah. There was a tree involved, but really it had like stilts, and it was a little mini house on stilts next to that had a tree
It was
built
like
in
a
it.
house sitting next to a tree.
Anyway, but it was it was the size of our studio, square footage wise. And I remember as a kid, I was like, "Holy shit! You have your own base here. You have your own house. This is amazing!" And it was one of those deals where there's leaves everywhere. He's like, "I never get up here."
Yeah, like he
I'm
didn't
like,
use it.
I would live in here.
I had friends that had tree houses, they didn't use it. Same thing with friends that had game rooms. Like you'd go down and they'd have a fully furnished kegerator,
dedicated just to
any
games.
soda you can drink, neon pinball machines, video games, and then they'd have a big TV with a Nintendo, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this place sucks." I'm like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? I got nothing. Like I barely got a Sega Genesis, barely.
That's
Now, are you guys ever encountered the poor version of that, which is I don't know, maybe they have this in Taft, Sam. When I was a kid, we lived in like the hills of Pennsylvania for a year or two, and like real country areas, and you'd go off into the woods, and there'd be just like a trailer or something that somebody dumped there, and it was like rusting out, but like kids had found it and put pornos and shit in there, cigarettes or whatever.
Right,
Yeah,
of
we
course,
didn't have tree houses. We just had whatever bum camp the bum left, and we'd go in there and be like, "Ew, we shit in here. Ew, kick
Or
your
you
stuff
just get
over."
like an old piece of scrap plywood and put a platform in a tree, and it's like, that's our tree house. It's just a fucking
or
flat
just a
platform of
2x4
wood.
nailed to a tree, and it's like, look, a handle for tree climbing.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And then I remember we read Little House on the Prairie, and like at one point they live in a dugout house. I remember one summer we tried to like dig a dugout into a hill and just got filthy and dirty, put a dent in the hill.
yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I had a tree in my backyard that was big, and we tried to build a tree house, and it consisted of different size 2x4s cut in different lengths with 2 nails in them as steps, right?
Yeah.
And then where the tree branched out, we would put a piece of plywood, but we couldn't really. No, we didn't. We couldn't use a saw or a jigsaw or whatever. So we
Oh
crewed.
my God, how stupid were you?
Well, we're like young kids, like Tommy's age.
I'm sorry.
And then we just put the plywood up and nail it even at an angle, so it'd be you could like
sit on it.
sit
Yeah.
on it. And
You
like
like-
I got a tree house now.
Yeah.
But
And then you look at porno mags up there.
It
Yeah.
was ghetto as fuck.
And smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
I love it. What else you got?
All right, Dan, this one's for you. This lady in where's she at? Michigan. This lady, when she turned 80, she got her first tattoo. 90, she touched it up a little bit. Now she's turning 100, and she's getting another tattoo at 100 years old. And I don't know if it's tattoo. We got the standard. What's your secret to staying alive here? And her thing is, my secret is being active. Be aware of what's going on in the world in every way, from what my children were doing, their education, how important that was to me. So, Tom, you're fucked. Sorry. And she also, a glass of red wine, and she does aerobics while watching TV news.
Oh, I thought you were going to say nude.
Yeah, I was just saying here too. All right.
Well,
So staying active.
I feel like the news will kill you.
I feel like that's
drink
the
a
only
day.
that's the only real answer to it is staying active, like keeping track of your kids' school. By the way, she's 101. Like when her kids went to school, what was it? The fucking the 40s or something? You're like, you know what I'm saying?
Your kids are probably be in their like 70s, right?
Yeah, 70s, 80s. Back
but then
you'd
you're
have kids-
exactly the same. Like, if you have a kid that's 80 and you're 100, then you guys are on an even playing field. I feel like.
Yeah.
I always felt that.
She had 8 kids. They're all dead.
Oh.
Whoa.
No, I made that up. I'm just.
Oh.
Oh, that was good
Like,
makeup.
holy
You should
shit.
let that stick, man. That
You
was
could
good.
be, though.
Yeah, at 101, like you could outlive your kids no problem. Just like they die of old age, and people are like, good, they lived a good life.
You know, that's kind of the catch-22 they put in any like fantasy movie where the character or video game where the character is going to live forever. They're always like, it's torturous watching your friends die and you're still alive. And I'm like, I'll just make new friends.
Ross,
You know, like, I mean, like, how amazing would it be that I have these long-lasting relationships that 50, 60, 70 years and then they pass on, but I get to do that until the end of time? I'm going to have so many great stories.
Ross, do you watch TikTok?
No.
Good
No,
on you. Good on you.
My phone got run over, and I got the new one. I dialed it back on a lot of apps. I don't even like look at Twitter anymore.
All right. There's this.
Oh, it's real bad now.
There is this like monk. He's dressed like a Buddhist monk, and he looks old. And on TikTok they claim he's 133, which is
That's not
obviously,
fake.
of course, it's fake. But
No, I
Tom,
said
this
it's
has
not
also
fake.
made it to the. This has also made it to the regular internet. This is not TikTok exclusive.
okay, all right. I don't know.
Exclusive.
And then they claim he's 133, which is obviously not real. But but I'm curious how old he is because it looks like a monster.
I said he was like 109 or something, not 133. I think some TikTok bullshit, but
That's not the monk I'm most
It looks like a
fascinated
monster.
with. The monk I'm most fascinated with is the new martial arts monk that I saw this morning who, laying flat on his back, has enough ab power. He can use his heels and his abs to make it appear that he flies off the carpet. Have you seen that?
That's a video played backwards.
It's amazing.
Oh, that's a rewind.
This guy can fly. He's flying to the sky.
That's a rewind video.
No.
It's all fake. It's
No.
all, it's
So
backwards.
the guy's actually 109. So he is
All right.
old as shit. But yeah, they say he's 163, but he's actually
Oh,
100.
63. You said 33.
Well, that was on my TikTok feed. Anyway, but doesn't he look like a monster?
He is looking rough. He's looking.
I mean,
looking
you
rough.
you almost believe
Send me
it when
that
it says
so I can
see.
133.
It looks
Yeah, it looks like a movie, like a joke
You
in a
remember
movie.
the magic lady, the voodoo lady in The Princess and the Frog?
Yes.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah. It looks like
Okay.
it's like prosthetics and movie magic that makes this guy look that old. Like,
Do they have any way for us to keep our mouths from sucking in?
Mama Odie. He looks like
Yeah.
skinny Mama Odie.
No, at that time, like your body is just barely. I mean, it's all
Yeah.
dehydrated, sucked.
Yeah.
Old. Yeah, done.
Sad.
you can do that thing where you pull it all towards the back, Dan. But eventually your ears meet in the middle.
I don't think I have enough skin.
You will though.
Yeah.
I
Will
sent
I?
it to you if you want to pull it up.
Okay.
I contemplated starting getting plastic surgery.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna get? Calf
I'm
implants?
sorry. Why are you just now bringing that up? You contemplated getting. What are you going to get done?
Well, I want to slowly turn into a lion, like all the celebrities I know. That's what you do, and then you
I
look.
think you just start with Botox, right?
Yeah. Botox, but you
Maybe
gotta,
some cheek injections.
yeah, Botox, and then you got to start with the facelifts, like start
Yeah.
tightening it up.
There he is, Ross.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
some
that's a
steroids.
scary. Oh, there he is with a child. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's a monster.
Why would
right?
you do that?
It
oh,
is a
my
monster.
God, he has that mouth. Everything that comes out of that mouth is just like, ooh, 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 you know.
Whew. Even 109 though is still that is insane.
Yeah.
It's
I don't-
109.
I want to live to be 109, but I think you can just put my brain in the computer and you can have my body.
like you.
Like if I'm gonna look like that, no need. Keep my brain in the container, right? And just have me type using whatever, using technology. I don't want you to see me like that.
Yeah, you download your consciousness into the internet.
Yes.
Like, that's what.
Yeah, just make me like a cloud or something, and I just, kind of glow when I'm happy, red, and when I'm sad, blue.
We'll put you in an iWatch, Dan.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Totally okay with that. What else you got, Ross?
All right, let's keep going, you guys. You guys are familiar with top American educational university, Louisiana State U, right?
Yeah.
LSU. Everybody knows LSU. Well, students at this elite premium college here in America recently were enjoying some food at one of their dining halls. when a raccoon fell through the ceiling and started running around like a goddamn Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Oh man, I love me a raccoon too because they got like human hands.
I think I saw
this thing was like going fucking crazy. It was jumping on people's lunches, and then it eventually ended. A bunch of the kids had to like corner it. A chef was trying to catch it in like a fry basket. And eventually,
real life Little Mermaid.
Yeah, what is? We're going to cook ya! I'm going to cook the raccoon.
Cajun Little Mermaid.
And then eventually, animal control came and did get the raccoon away.
It's interesting because
how's your raccoon problem?
It's still bad.
Yeah, but you don't talk about it anymore, which leads me to believe that it's way bad.
No, well, I've accepted it.
You've just given up.
And now I watch the raccoons like 11.
They're your friends?
11:30. I see the lights because I have motion
11:30 at night?
Yeah,
like with Saturday Night Live, they're like, we got 5 minutes. I don't want to miss the musical guest.
Because the lights, I have motion censored like solar lights. They pop on, and then I watch them walk in a line. They walk to Catman to get that cat food, and then they walk back like at 12:30.
So Catman put the cat food back out?
Oh yeah.
Why don't you get a pellet gun and start picking them off?
Well, I'm gonna get this. I found this new thing. I was gonna get the water, the sprinkler that's motion activated that squirts them.
Yeah.
Because the BDM said that's the only thing that works. The only problem is I gotta hook it up and do the whole thing, and it's gonna squirt me when I'm outside taking a pee-pee. And then these new solar lights have red eyes.
How many solar lights are you going to buy?
Well, they have red eyes, and the raccoons
have the most
they think it's a
solar
predator.
lights.
Oh, man, it's a solar light graveyard over there.
Solar lights are
God
horrifying.
damn.
That's the name of the show, is the Solar Light Graveyard. You have Ross, help me get
They
Tom.
break super
Help me
fast.
get Tom off of solar lights. Solar lights are fucking garbage. They always have been, and they always will be. Because why? What have we learned on this show? Solar is a
Trash,
scam.
yeah.
It's a scam.
Now at dusk,
Anything that you put in anything you buy for $1 and promises you it'll just live in the ground outside forever with no maintenance is fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
It
and
is,
now
yeah.
they're lying to you.
now they
I've seen
flash when the dusk happens. It's like
the new solar lights say they're like now as bright as regular lights. I'm like, you're fucking lying. If you have to say that, you're lying.
But these have red eyes that.
Oh, that'll class up the house. Oh, look at our whole house is infested by digital rats. Ross dealt with that. He knows what it's like to have 1,000 eyes stare back at you.
And the red eyes scare the raccoons away, and also other varmint. They say.
Other
Varmint.
Other vermin.
I feel like you're just putting a light out for them to see the water
Exactly.
fountain that you're going to install.
It's like candlelight dinner for him over there.
Yeah.
I'll report back and tell you how the red eyes are. Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
What else we got?
Yeah, and I'll just let you know, fucking Catman feeding the cats and the raccoons start coming. That's the beginning of Rat House, buddy.
It really is, but
That's the preamble.
Yeah, I haven't seen rats, although they're coming.
Yeah, they're coming.
They're already
Yeah,
there.
they're
You're
there.
just not
They're-
seeing
I
them.
can't see them. The raccoons are giant. They're the size of small dogs. They're
Go out
huge.
at night. Go out at night, like when it's dark and quiet, and if you hear like a noise, almost like a chirping, and you're like, "What the fuck kind of bird is up at night?" That's the rats in your trees.
Oh,
Rats in your trees. Oh my god.
Yeah. Here in Florida, they're almost always like tree rats. And then once it gets like gross inside, they'll move inside. But they're tree rats. And then they go from a tree to whatever, like
build them a
if there's an
tree
orange
house.
tree.
Well, they walk through the power lines, right? The power line that goes down to your house. they'll
Yeah.
tear
Well,
it
how
up.
do you stop them? You can't stop them.
No stopping them.
You
You
have,
got to take the food away. The food source has got to go away. That's it.
you have to put the spike circle like they do in water pipes across canals so you don't walk across
Oh, I
them.
thought that was to keep teens off of there.
Yeah, to keep teens off. But same thing with rats on the line.
That shit will just keep the birds away, so it's nice and clean for the fucking rats. They don't give a fuck about anything, man. You
Yeah.
gotta.
Crazy.
bad.
I'll take your word for it. Ross knows.
Yeah, he
They'll-
does. He does. He has the story to prove it. Let's do one more, Ross.
Ross knows rats. Okay, Dan, I don't know. Okay, so we just got Netflix back. And the first thing that I fell onto that I don't know, it doesn't seem like super popular. I haven't heard about it from anybody else. I just watched this show called 60 Days In. It seemed like it's right up your alley, Dan. Have you heard of this?
Is this the prison show?
It's a prison show, and the first thing I thought, and it's the first question everybody asks, is like, is it real? And A&E insists it's a fucking real show.
Yes.
And the fact that the prisoners know who is in the show pretty much 100% of the time, it seems like they figure it out pretty easy. Seems to be like that. I don't think you'd write that into the show.
Right.
Hold
yeah.
on. Well, what is it?
So
What's
it's
the
like
premise?
regular people going to prison.
The season they have on Netflix, this is a little bit spoilery, but not super spoilery. They send like 6 or 8 regular people. A couple of them are corrections officers, but like one of them's like a cop, but she doesn't seem like she's a real good cop, honestly.
Yeah.
And,
So it's like non-criminal civilians that volunteer to go into prison
To see what it's like.
Yeah, to go
for
undercover
60 days.
Yeah.
And it's this sheriff who like he just took over this jail, and he's like, the jail's a fucking mess. We just took 5,000 pounds of contraband out. I want them to go in and find drugs and stuff. And of course they're regular ass people,
God.
so it's really hard for them even to get accepted in jail.
Of course.
Well, do the inmates
Except-
know
they're gonna find out that they're narking, right?
At a certain, the inmates know that this show is going on because there's cameras everywhere,
Right.
like it's the fucking office, you know. But they don't necessarily know who is who. But they pick out basically out of like they pick out like 5 out of the 8, or they know eventually.
This
You know,
could end
like,
very bad.
Now, Ross, I know about the show. I to be real with you, I've never fully watched an episode, but I always wanted to. Could never get Andrea on board. That's the only reason I've never saddled it up, to watch it. But like I saw ones that A&E was like, they were promoting where they'd be like, the main guy that's in the prison, he'd be like, I think tomorrow morning I'm gonna come clean and I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna tell everybody, like that. And I was like, well, does that mean you're gonna be killed? Like what? Like I didn't understand like what they meant by like leaving. Is there a prize that they get?
There's no prize, but it's like they want, the whole concept is like they're there to help this sheriff figure out what's going on in there and sort it all out. And so like there's just a point of pride of like doing the full 60 days. Like one kid is like, I want to do it to prove to my parents I can spend 60 days in jail, and and stuff like that. It's just a point of pride. And then eventually they do recruit, like the civilians can't do fucking shit, so they recruit a bunch of cops to go in and try to and a couple of those guys. One guy, he takes his roommate over. Basically, he makes him his bitch, and they're asking him, like, what about Bobby? What's the jail term for that? And then the guy's like, there's a lot of terms for it. There's a lot of terms. And then they cut to one of the other participant, and he goes, well, he really made Bobby his bitch, didn't he?
But also, like, I can't imagine that it's anywhere close to real, given that there's a camera filming them. Like,
right.
The criminals are not going to act the way they do when the cameras are not there.
No.
So usually the criminal's like, normally I'd stab this nerd,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to do it now because
Right.
there's like fucking camera there. I don't want to get
Right.
more time.
Yeah.
So it's like there's got to be some fucking cook like bullshit.
Well,
to it,
it's
right? Or
like
they
they're
fake
saying
it.
it's real, and yes, it is real.
Yeah,
but
like maybe it's not scripted, but
Right.
they're acting differently just because the camera.
do you think
Yeah.
you could do it? 60 days in jail?
Hell no.
I don't think I could do
It's
it.
prison, not jail,
Well,
right?
prison, right?
Depends on where in prison. Like if like your white collar prison, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like you know because white collar prison, and if you have a
I
decent
don't think
roommate,
that would be a very interesting show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Playing ping pong again.
Yeah, but it's like if you can get your X amount of time in the yard and work out, you get your library time and your internet, whatever. It's not that bad.
On brand library. On brand library.
I
All
see it.
right.
The old man comes with the books and he's like, "Which book do you want?" And he gives it to you.
Fresh books for the library. Tom Dan. That'd be you. He pushes the book cart.
Tom thinks he's going to be serving time in the Shawshank Redemption with the fucking book cart guy.
Here you go, Sam. I got you a copy of Where the Red Fern Grows, and for you, Dan, I got you a copy of The Hobbit.
Then you request a bucket of suds, and then you have the best beer in your life on the top of the roof.
Oh, please stop.
All right. Anyway, I think it's real. You guys watch it and get back to me.
Okay.
And then, so that leads me to our last story today. Geneva in Switzerland. These guys just built a new prison, right? They built a new prison, and you got to be 18 years old. They want this place is going to house 124 people and have like 117 spots for detention for so 124 people like they're full time, 117 in like temporary detention. And so they're looking for volunteers to come in and like try the jail out before they put prisoners in. They're going to like take away your cell phones. They're going to put you in there, feed you jail food, make you like do yard time. And it's like when they open Halloween Horror Nights a day early and let the employees go through.
It's
like a soft
opening.
run.
Yeah.
It's a soft run of a jail.
They
Wow.
Also, like 124 inmates doesn't sound like that much.
Small jail.
Like you see these stories like worst jails in the world, and then like this jail in Guatemala holds 30,000.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
30,000.
only because you brought it up. Yeah, Worst Jails in the World is another fucking good show. There's this guy from England.
I know.
Why are you
There's this
obsessed with
guy from
jails?
England. He got arrested and put in jail for murder, and it took 12 years. They found proof and cleared him. He got out of jail, and now he goes to like these fucking jails. I watched this one last night. I think it was Manila in the Philippines.
Oh,
The
no.
jail was built for 1,200 people. There's 5,000 people in it.
Yeah,
That's tight.
yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah, and it's always like the inmates run the prison. I'm like, well, they're still in there, so they don't
Yeah.
run it that much.
Yeah. I mean, if I ran it, I'd shut it down and go home.
Yeah. It's like, well, they don't obviously have that much control because they're stuck in there.
That one, there's one guard for every 400 people. So the prison instituted the system where they have like blocks and block captains and mayors, and it's the mayor's responsibility if there's drugs or anything. So like they do, keep it pretty fucking squeaky.
And yeah, they use the inmates to help like monitor with the situation.
That's a
or whatever.
fancy job. What are you? Well, I'm a murderer, but actually in jail, I'm a mayor.
That kind of shit is scary. Yeah. The jails in the United States is like, especially like white collar prison is like, it's really, I mean,
nice as hell.
Get some internet, not nice, but it's
It's like an Airbnb.
But it's just like you
or
can
at
get
least
through-
an RBO or
But-
VRBO or whatever.
when some of those other like worst prisons in the world is like, oh man, like I do not want to end
I
up
like
there.
the ones where it's like, she was just in the Bahamas on a cruise. She was buying a purse. Then she was locked up for 30 years. And it's like, and then they show her, she's like naked in a hut and they're like whipping her. And I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? She was just visiting like a monument. Like she's like on a tour with a Jeep. Like, miss, everybody, the bus leaves in 5 minutes. Like that kind of shit.
She had been doing more.
And literally the next thing is her nude, and then they're like, the only person they could get her would be a Navy SEAL and her father, who spent $5 million of his own money. I've watched these, and I'm like, what the fuck? That'll make you not want to go anywhere.
Yeah, but then it turns out like she was like her boyfriend was a smuggler.
He was running
like,
drugs.
Like she had the heroin in her purse, but she
Well,
was,
tell me that up front so I don't feel,
No.
well, they want to scare you into watching it.
Oh, they
Scare
scared me.
tactics.
Everything scares me.
Like I went to the Bahamas, that can happen to me. I'm like, no,
Right.
no.
My wife wanted to buy a purse. I'm like, don't do that. Don't talk to him. They'll get you. We got to get out of
Oh,
here.
sorry, Ross. Who is on Tots with Ross now?
I haven't recorded one since the last time I talked to you guys. Still out there. SBK.
All right.
Get back to me.
Oh, you need-
I
okay.
thought it was on.
No, I think Ben Brainerd is the last one, right?
Yeah, we
Right?
haven't had.
Correct.
I text SPK. I haven't heard from him in a minute.
I think he's doing his own thing
Yeah,
right
I
now.
think he's doing his own thing. I think
Yeah.
Tuttle.
Guys busy.
Tuttle got a hold of him, I think. I
Oh,
think
damn.
yeah.
The good thing about your listeners, Tom, is that none of them have ever downloaded my shows. So there's a whole fresh, you can go listen to literally any Tots with Ross. They're all good. I was just looking at the list. There's a lot of good shit on there, man.
There is good.
Yeah,
And
definitely go check it out.
They listen, Ross. I see it on the internets.
I mean, I know the number that listens, and it's not a lot. And you can also see me at the Bull and Bush. You can also see me at the Bull and Bush every Wednesday. We do open mic. And that, the only reason I'm mentioning it, it's been good lately. People have been coming out to that. We got like return guests. It's been a good little open mic, and the comics are actually taking it sort of seriously.
Awesome.
Because
I
it's
love
good
it.
now.
Good.
I love it. Yeah, go.
And then, of course, first and third Saturdays at the Bull and Bush. Oh, and I'll be in Kissimmee tonight. If you're down in Kissimmee, hit me up. I'll let you know where I'm going to fucking be.
Okay.
Oh, you don't want to tell us?
Okay, what is that
Don't have
secret?
information. It's this guy Kevin Dean's show. It's in some place in St. Cloud. I'll literally put it out on Facebook in just 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Porky's Comedy
For
Club?
those that are listening, if you want it,
Oh, yeah. Is it Porky?
we'll share it.
No, it's not Porky's.
Okay.
I think I tried to get into Porky's one time and I was told no, thank you.
Oh, wow.
Well, we have
Wow.
a good relationship with Porky's.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, Porky's. Lighten up. Jesus.
St. Cloud has gotten fancy.
Yeah,
Like
my
the
God.
last
What
time.
do you mean? No, thank you. We do not like Willie Nelson and Bono.
All right, I hope you're doing comedy at the coffee cup. They changed it, so it's fine now.
Is it?
It's fine now.
All right,
fine.
buddy. Well, hey, man, have
Did
fun.
they put the third K back up?
No, they
Never
no,
go
they
full-
don't talk about that
never
anymore.
go 3 Ks.
I think that was an urban legend, by the way. I don't think that was real.
Somebody else-
Absolutely is not. Google it. It's still on the fucking Google. Google. It's right there. Dude.
Yeah, somebody came in here and mentioned it. And they're like, your grandfather liked that place? Like, was
No, it's fine. I talked to the owner's son. He knows me. Drunky.
There's also, it's not
Tell him
the
Drunky
only
said
place
you-
in Kissimmee like that. There's like a transmission store with like a 3K name. Like they don't even fuck around down there. It's,
Yeah, it's just
anyway, I'll be
coincidence.
there tonight. Please don't come. Please don't come beat me up tonight.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
See you, Ross.
guys.
Later, man. That is Ross McCoy.
It
live.
is Brews and Blues in
that's
St. Cloud.
That's not a bad spot.
cool.
Yeah, Brews and Blues. Go see Ross.
Man, St. Cloud has
No
come up
cover.
some- No.
Nice.
Adults only.
Nice.
Where's it at? Pine Tree?
It is on, let's see,
LaSalle?
I don't know. any of
Pennsylvania
those.
Ave.
Oh, Pennsylvania Avenue. That's where the White House is, right?
That's closer to downtown St. Cloud. I'm more of a,
Where the swamp.
Country boy.
Yeah, he's more of the outskirts.
I like all the roads being named after old cars.
This is Plymouth. This right here is Chrysler Road.
All right.
All right. The name of, let's see, okay, here they are. The name of this band is Elevator. I went kind of funky today. Like all the music's like kind of a bop, as I've heard people say. Like that's a bop. You ever heard that, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm just going to stick with it. This is Elevator. The name of the song is Slip, and then coming out of that, you'll hear a listener's brothers band. We'll be right back.
I washed up, you reined me in, a mess of hair, all seeing skin.
What do you think about that? Right? Right. Lifeblood Forever Demons is the name of the track. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here.
Let's do some double mouth.
What are your guesses that my music levels are correct? Or did I bet you I dropped the ball on this.
No. The fact that you mentioned it means
No.
that,
I bet you it's low.
Okay.
Oh, I hit the button and it didn't even work. What the fuck? I hit the button, it didn't even work. Oh my God. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I forgot how good this video is. If you've never seen this video, it's excellent. Thank you, Owen and Ono Radio Show.
OnoMedia.com.
Yep, there you go.
So come on, baby. Let's dump 'em out and play. I wanna see your topics. Ooh, I wanna also see your bottomics.
Dump 'em Out brought to you by Tom and Dan wateringholes.com. Check out Toll Road Brewing. You could look at Dade City Brew House.
Toll Road. I want to give them a compliment real quick. Have you seen their growlers? There's one in
Yeah,
our fridge.
Joey
Somebody
brought us
should
one,
take
yeah.
that, by the way, before it gets
Great beer.
It's going to be delicious, but it would have been better last week. But no, their little growlers they almost are made to look very antique-y. They almost fit the branding
Yeah.
of Toll Road. Well done, y'all.
Hourglass Brewing,
Yep.
Bug Nutty Brewing Company, Cafe Da Vinci, which Afro Man is going to be there March 9th. Doors at 6:30. Just go to cafedavinci.com.
I think Afro Man likes Florida.
Tickets are at eventgroove.com for that.
Eventgroove.com.
Yes, Event Groove.
Johnny's, West End, Celery City, Brew Tap House. We've got Tuffy's, Bottle Shop and Lounge. Lots of different
Indeed.
bars and breweries to check out, and they all have koozies, so just ask for one.
Yep, check out the Tuffy's lineup too. The Music Box, a lot of good stuff there. Butler just sent me their lineup, and
Yep.
it's sizable. They're packing some good bands there, so check them out.
We should talk about that. Butler works for Tuffy's now,
Yeah.
so if
I didn't know. I wanted to blow up his spot.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
probably. I didn't know if I was supposed to say that or
He's
not.
talked about it
Okay,
on
cool.
social media. so.
Giving them some love. But yeah, the lineup looks really, really good. And Tuffy's Music Box. Check it out. If you didn't know about that venue, which I had somebody yesterday tell me, what do you mean Tuffy's?
I haven't been there yet, the actual music
Oh,
venue.
it's dope.
I
Yeah.
saw them building it. I haven't been to an actual
Right.
show yet.
It's rad. But I had somebody go, what do you mean Tuffy's? I'm like, yeah, Tuffy's. But they're like, what do you mean Tuffy's Music Box? I'm like, yeah, there's a venue space there. You have to check it out. So
Yeah.
anyway.
It
I
used
think
to be a gigantic warehouse on the side of Tuffy's, and then they just turned it into a really nice venue inside, so
Indeed.
it's cool. What do we got first, Sam?
We have Oliver Tree.
Yeah, have you guys seen Oliver Tree?
I have no idea.
Okay,
what it is.
Tom, how much money?
Okay.
$5,000.
No,
Okay.
everything's different.
Okay, don't look at it. Don't look at anything yet.
Okay.
Look down. I'm going to play some of his music first, just because I'm trying to hip Tom up.
Okay.
All right.
That's going to be real difficult.
And Oliver Tree is a pop artist, but I dig it. It's that shoegaze kind of a vibe that's Sam and I will put this on when we're gonna give her she's giving Whistling Toothpicks a back rub or something, or maybe I'm cleaning the house. This is his latest single. It's called Cowboys Don't Cry. That's all I'm gonna play because we'll get flagged. But how much to get the Oliver Tree haircut?
Yes.
How much for you?
Look at this.
Should I look now?
Wait
a second.
Okay, hold on. Get it up for everybody so they can see it. And boom, go.
All right.
How much?
Oh,
that's his old
that's
haircut.
glorious.
That's his old haircut.
Okay.
Now he has the same haircut. It's blonde now, except it's long mullet in the back.
That's basically
Here's his
a
new
super kept stooge.
There's his new haircut.
I like the first one better.
This is new Oliver Tree.
That's too Tiger King.
Okay, and this is original. This is like a 20, maybe 14, 2016.
It's like a bowl. It's basically the bowl.
Yeah, and then there's
Ultimate tight
I don't know
bowl,
what
though.
that is. That's him wearing a bald
Chin balls.
Yeah.
Is that a wig though? That looks too perfect.
I think it's real.
Wow.
I believe
Good-
it is.
good head of hair.
I believe it is real. So anyway, how much for you or me to do the Oliver Tree?
Well, for how long?
Here's the tree, the Tom and Dan Tree Challenge. I'm putting it out there to the listeners.
6 months.
The Tree Challenge.
I used to almost have
Yeah,
this
you
haircut.
did.
Me too.
I live like that.
Me
As
too.
an adult, yeah.
For free.
For free.
How much to do the Tree Challenge?
For how long?
1 month. Just 1 month. Just 1 month.
1 month with the tree.
I'd actually take 3 weeks as a month. You wouldn't have to take it 4 weeks. I'm
21
taking,
days.
I like a work month.
Okay. I really want a Sur-On electric dirt bike, right? And
even over the one-wheel GT, because my wife last night, I had almost convinced her we were going to do a secret GoFundMe and get $1 for all the listeners, and
No,
then I was going to
we
kick
were
in $500 and we are going to buy it and present it to you, and everybody would be crying.
No,
and I'd be filming it. I'd have 360 come film it, and I was going to do this whole video called "He Does Have Feelings," where we present it to you and you cry because I had pints for your sons, and then you're holding them.
Yeah.
Well, that was going to be the reveal. The reveal, the GT, you'd be like, "You shouldn't have done it. Oh my God, all this is stupid." But then I bring the pints out for your boys. You're holding them. The tears stream down your face. You have an Oliver Tree haircut.
So basically, if I needed to buy both or one or the other, I need around 4,000 or 5,000.
That's a lot of money for toys.
So for 1 month, I do it for $4,200.
Wow.
That is not a lot of money.
It is for 1 month of having a stupid, goofy haircut.
I think we
$4,200.
I think
that is a lot.
I think today
I'll go to Liberty and they'll cut it back and then I'll be fine after.
And his hair grows fast. He'll be fine.
No, but you have to maintain it. It has to. You can't
be
just
high and tight. Yeah.
You have to get the Oliver Tree and maintain it for 21 days, like a nice. You have to, $4,200. I think I could do that today. I I think I have enough yank in this town, and I don't talk like this because I don't have any confidence. But I do believe in a dream, and my dream is to get you a full Oliver Tree haircut, and I think I can get you full tree, $4,200. I think I can do that today. I have enough yank in this city to do that.
See, you found me at a point in my life now.
Money is pouring in the chat room. I think I'm at 3,200 with the chat room. I think I have 3,200 in the chat room. I think Tracy is alone good for 1K.
I'm at a point in my life where now I want to just go back to pure goof. No one takes you seriously.
I like the new haircut
no one likes
better,
me.
Sam. I like the new Oliver Tree haircut better with the long.
That looks like Lee with a wig on.
It really does look like Lee, Cowboy Lee.
I couldn't do that one. It does look like
It's like Lee when he was cleaning out
that's
Tom's
the
grill.
That's the Lee. This is the Lee you don't want to see. That's the Lee you don't want to see.
Oh, yeah.
That's the scary one. Here he is just relaxing. There's Oliver with his new haircut. Anyway, I'm a fan of Oliver Tree, but $4,200
cash.
How long do I have?
Oh, cash.
Whenever.
Untaxable.
Whenever. It's
Whenever.
So Wait, that's the Shakira. That's different. That's different. That's a whole different bet. That's 5,200 if you want the Shakira. I'm just going Oliver Tree.
How much to video you doing the Shakira whenever, wherever dance? the hips
Oh,
don't
well,
lie?
that's different. That's more.
Oh, I think
that's
he
more.
because
No, I would do that for nothing. I mean, that's just silly. That's just TikToking around with your family.
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to practice that because there's no way I could just do it and then make a fool of myself. Like the haircut, it seems like I could be still grumpy, and then the Shakira dance, I have to like.
I want you to go full tree. Are we doing original tree or a long tree?
Well, I have to get
Oh,
a
we'd
wig.
have to go the original Oliver Tree.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
how long would it take you to grow your hair that long? Like a full year and a half or something?
The blonde hair?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
longer than
longer
that.
than that.
Unless
That's-
you're Ross McCoy.
Yeah.
You're right.
Ross could do it, and it would look pretty dope. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's his brand. He's more of that, like, the Willie Bono
If
thing.
Ross bleached his hair, he would look like Dog the Bounty Hunter. But those sunglasses too? Give me a break.
All right, so 4,200. The list.
Okay.
Hey, it's up to you guys.
Hey, let's bring me the cash
Wait
and
a
put
minute.
it.
Can I still do my $1 GoFundMe with the listeners and get 4,200?
I don't care how
Will
you.
the Crow allow this to happen?
Oh, that's true.
Well,
What if the
Because
Crow?
then we got to get refunds.
What if the Crow? Oh, I'm not doing
Yeah,
refunds. We
right,
just did
we
refunds.
just
I'm not.
told
fucking
No.
fuck a refund. We're never giving refunds again. I think no. From now on, when we do things, it should be all sales final for everything we do.
Rain or shine?
Yeah, I'm the same way with like brewery and brewer, and so, like I'm just getting to a point in my life where I just want definitive answers.
She's fine because she's mad at me for not knowing how to get in the bed properly every single night.
What?
Hold on a second. That sounds so special needs. She's
What do you
mad at
mean?
me for not getting in the bed correctly.
Like
what
every-
the hell are you talking about?
Every time I get in the bed and she's in there, she's like, "You're not under the sheets. You're on top of the."
That's what Andrea does. Andrea and you are the same person. I've been telling
then
you.
I'm like, under what?
Andrea
And she's
doesn't
like-
use the sheet. Andrea sleeps on top of the sheets like
Yeah.
a goddamn animal. I
Yeah.
sleep under the sheet with 3 fucking blankets.
And then she tells me that the sheets there to protect your body oils from the comforter,
Yes.
and the comforter, so that we wash the sheets, we don't wash the comforter. And then I'm like, I don't know.
This lady knows.
And then she's like, what do I have to tell you every
You know
night?
what?
I'm
I
like,
need
I
to
don't
sleep with
think-
your wife.
Yeah.
That's what this whole show been about.
All filming.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, I agreed it. We're going full Oliver Tree.
With the Oliver Tree wig on, filming it.
All right, what else?
We got Ray from C.
Oh,
Ray
okay.
Boats.
So-
What is this?
all right. So
You said that this will convince us you're the worst person we know.
Nah, well, I guess it's not that bad now that I think about it, because
If only you'd had the haircut while you were doing it.
so back when I was looking for a boat, or that during that time, right? I got desperate, and then I I saw a boat, and then I emailed about it, right? But there are people that do this job as like a boat broker, where they basically you like give them your boat, and
I'm a boat broker, bro.
and then they are the ones that try to sell it for a percentage if it gets sold, right? So then they have like a fleet of different boats that they broker,
And they
try to market them to
and
you.
they know where it's easier for them to get rid of it because they know.
Or
And they have buyers.
And it's just because the seller doesn't want to deal with any of this shit, so they just pay someone, a third party, to do it. And I think maybe he even like works for some boat companies and whatever. That's what I think. I have no idea, but
So you don't know.
He's assuming.
I'm assuming because so I emailed it and then it didn't work out. I was like, oh, whatever.
Oh, Falconer Jones, the person who sold you your current boat in the chat
So,
room.
okay.
Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live.
Well, this is how I got the boat, because Falconer's listening. And then he's like, I'll sell you my boat.
Yeah.
I'm like, deal.
That's how quickly I can summon people. I just dialed him up. Get in the chat room, buddy.
Won the truck, too.
Yeah, rough truck.
I was about to text Falconer. Can you get it from Sam's house? Because getting it over here is a problem.
Yeah.
And
We got a problem. This thing is a big hunk of shit.
it doesn't run. So can you pick it up from Sam's house?
It's worse than the boat.
So anyway, there's this guy, and I'll call him Ray from C. Ray because that's his
that's
name,
convenient.
and that's the company he works for.
Wait, why is his name Falconer? Why is his name Falconer Triple X? Should I be worried about him coming to my house?
Well, that's how he made his money. He sells really fucked up pornos.
Hid a Trump playing card in my gas tank in my boat. Anyway, So this guy Ray from Z-Ray started emailing me over and over about different boats. Like, you know,
How
like,
about these boats? It's
yeah.
me, Ray from Z-Ray.
Yeah. So then he started saying like, hey, how about I think I found one that you're looking for.
I'm really working hard
He's
for you, buddy.
desperate to sell a boat.
And then so he started, and then I started getting
Send
mad.
you 3 more. 3 more, Tom.
Because it
Here's
was
2 more.
because he was like emailing over and over and about these boats, and then finally Falconer offered me that, and I bought a boat, right? Mm-hmm. But it didn't stop.
I got a boat. What's your boat got to do with me? I got a boat. I ain't trying to hear that, see?
No, I never told him. But
Why wouldn't you tell him so he'd stop emailing you?
Still emails me.
Too awkward to email him back.
Well, here's how it went. At first, I was just ignoring it because like, God damn it, stop emailing me, Ray. And then after so much time went by, then I was like, well, it's been too long since I already bought a boat. Like, but this guy, he annoyed me to begin with, so I just kept ignoring
why
it.
is he annoying you? He's trying to do something nice for you.
But because it was too much.
Did you activate him? Did you turn him on?
I turned him on by
No, what do you mean by accident? You didn't fall into a boat. Whoa!
Well, I'm the one that contacted him to begin with, and
right.
And now
so it's your obligation. I'm sorry, it's your obligation to tell him that you're sorry, buddy, but I'm bought a boat.
Now I think
from a porno man.
I think it's some sort of auto-generated program.
But you don't know.
No, but every once in a while, he'll be like, hey, Tom.
How are your boys? Tom, I missed them. I'm lonely on the boat line.
He would mention like something that a
Like
bot
personal,
wouldn't
yeah.
do. Like
This Ukraine thing is terrifyingly sad. Man, I feel for those people.
But now it's been
How's
so
your
long.
day?
I can't tell him like I bought a boat 2 years ago.
Yes,
right?
you
You wasted your
Oh,
life.
wait, no,
You
you
don't
can't.
have to tell him 2 years ago. You could just be like, oh,
I
gotta
don't want to lie to him because he seems like a nice guy.
You got to call his boss and.
You don't want to lie to him, so you're just gonna let him string along and keep emailing you and wasting his time.
You got to
That's
email his
what
boss.
makes me the worst person you've ever met.
No,
I'm telling
you gotta email
I
his
don't know.
boss.
I'm mentally ill. I
You
don't
got to
know.
go above him.
I don't even know why I won't tell him.
Let me tell him.
I-
Can I write an email to him from my account? Dear Ray.
It's kind of
at C-Ray. It's
Okay.
Dan from Tom and Dan. Tom's partner.
Here's
Tom is too much of a
He's
pussy.
in a coma.
No, it's
He
not-
no longer needs a boat.
It's not that I'm too much of a pussy.
Let's go
because
too far with the lie.
I could just tell him like, hey, I bought a boat
We could
last
say
week.
Tom died.
Oh man, never got to ride one last time.
Yeah.
I get obsessed with seeing how long I could let things go. For instance,
That is a
That
terrible
sounds
trait.
a lot like what a certain host used to tell me about not preparing for interviews. I like to be surprised. No, you're just fucking lazy.
I feel like how long could this go where Ray keeps emailing me, right? Because at this point it's been 2.5 years after I bought
God
it.
damn.
Fucking long.
I'm like,
Here's some more boats for you, Tom.
can it go on for 10 years?
Yeah.
Like, how can it go on until I die?
No. Well, he's an older gentleman. I'm
Can it
thinking,
go
right?
on until he dies? So, like,
Yes.
I'm
No.
curious to how long it can go, and now I'm obsessed with that. Like, how long could this thing go? It's kind of like
Well, keep him on the hook then. Right back and go like, you know what? Lately, the ones you've been sending me pretty good. I think we're getting closer.
I think that makes me too bad of a person because I've stopped even sending them back anything like about a year and 8 months ago.
Did you ever draw a line in the sand? Did you
No.
ever like, for God's sake?
no, I never said anything. It just comes.
You've never sent a mean email in your life, have you?
No, I ignore. I just like move on.
But you've never
No.
sat there and been like, all right, let me tell this
No.
motherfucker.
No. It's not worth my time. Too awkward or whatever. I just let it go. And now it's like a game, which then leads it to I'm the worst person because why would I do this to this guy? He's just trying to do his job. Just tell him you already found a boat. You're not interested anymore. So
Lord, thank you, but I'm. Wow, man, that is like 75 emails.
That was more than that, dude. I'm telling you, 3 times a week. It's
Ooh,
busting
3
his ass.
times
I
a
think
week.
some of
He's
them,
busting his ass for you, man.
majority are auto-generated.
I hope it's
think.
a bot. I
thi-
hope it's a bot.
The
'cause
majority,
if it's
but
not, this old man is busting his hump.
some every once
I
in a
hope
while.
he's like, I'm an old salesman. I do it by hand.
Yeah.
You know, like I do it. Look, I think this would be perfect for my client, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, let me screenshot that one. Oh, let me get this one. Oh, that's a nice looking C-Ray. Tom will love this one. He's my best friend.
It's kind of
Oh.
like it's not.
That's what I want.
Not changing my the clock in my truck for daylight savings. Like I like to see how long things can go on without.
Are you
changing
upset
them.
when it does change? Are you like? Because
I feel sad that it's over. I was like,
Right.
that adventure's over.
Yeah,
you know,
and
like
life's an
Ray's
adventure.
gone. I'll never see Ray again.
Ray's gone. Life's an adventure. Soak it up.
You're an insane person.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
if
is
you
why-
knew how real it was, I was about to show you.
No.
But I
Show
don't
me.
want to. No, I don't want to because then you're like, oh.
He's in charge of the business.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
here
kinda-
comes the crazy.
Sometimes I want you to be like, maybe he was exaggerating that. Move on.
Well, he
All
did
right.
that. He used to do that. He'd be like, I'm exaggerating that, right? And then when you tell me that, I'm like,
wasn't sure.
I think that's the line.
Yeah, that's when we know.
I think that's the line.
You
we
gave
get-
yourself away.
we get in with this one.
Okay.
I went to get I have a new addiction that's bad. And I've been trying to get rid of my Diet Mountain Dew addiction. I've talked about it. I've blogged about it. I've put it on social media about how I drink too much of it.
Yeah.
I very much enjoy it. I love Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Most days, I drink 2 12-ounce Diet Mountain Dew bottles.
Okay, yeah. I don't think that's
one
that bad.
I hotbox them though. I do it just like cigarettes.
Yeah.
I chug one down, and as that one's finished, I don't even cap it, throw it away. I grab the next one. I run in here in the mornings. You guys have seen it. I'll have one that's empty next to me, and the other
Yeah,
one is
yeah.
still got beads of sweat on it because I'm just fucking fuck my mouth, man. I love it. I love it. They have a new product that I love even more. This is why it's gotten bad. It's raspberry lemonade flavored Diet Mountain Dew called Mountain Dew Spark.
No,
Mountain
come
Dew
on.
Spark, and it's pink. This is
No,
what makes
that's
me
worse,
the.
no.
But yeah, I'm a target now. I've always been a target. It's a pink bottle with a yellow cap.
Now-
It's amazing. If anybody, if
Does it
you're
taste like pink lemonade?
raspberry lemonade.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is like it's like a pink lemonade. It is like a spicy, like sour, citrusy. It's just fucking great. It's sour, citrusy. It's light. It's got caffeine in it. I love it. I just wish I didn't love it. So every morning I go to my 7-Eleven. You guys know I do not go to Wawa because Wawa does not know how to properly handle a queue or a line. So I only go 7-Eleven. So I go to my 7-Eleven with my ladies, the same ladies that I asked if they like me chirping, and they confirmed that it is case by case, that I'm really good at it, but other people are bad at it and they hate the bad chirpers.
Okay.
So there you go. We
All right.
got it from them. They told me they'd be
I
honest
don't
with
trust
me.
it.
So I go in there to get my Diet Mountain Dew, raspberry lemonade, Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew Sparks. Whoever the fucking Mountain Dew man, the Pepsi man, because it's a Pepsi brand, has put Diet Mountain Dew, raspberry lemonade Spark on the highest shelf.
Now-
of the seven-
What if 7-Eleven ladies, because you're the only one that buys it, are doing it to prank you?
Man, you are a paranoid. That is the saddest.
They don't stock the shelves.
That is the saddest. If that were true, and it could be true, but that is. Would you want to live in that world?
No.
So I go in
We're
there,
gonna get this short talking motherfucker.
So I look.
We're going to put his shit all over the top.
I look up, and but it's always been there. They put it up there with the major melons,
Yeah,
which is
okay,
the
yeah.
watermelon flavored Diet Mountain Dew Zero. So
So like the crazy flavors.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
top.
they put it up there. They put Major Melons and Spark at the top. They put regular Diet Mountain Dew next to regular Mountain Dew.
Major Melon's Sam's Army name.
It's got a
Come on, Pabon.
it's got a watermelon wearing an army helmet on it. This is why Mountain Dew is the best. So I look up and it's not only is it on the top, but I can't see any, and I'm like, oh shit, it's out. But then as I back up and my ass touches the Slim Jims,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can see there's 2 in the back baggy piggy back.
yeah. Like you
Well-
can see the soccer ball on the roof from the
Yeah,
street,
yeah,
but
yeah.
not from the yard.
Yeah, exactly. There's my foam boomerang. I can see
yeah.
it. I can see 2 raspberry Sparks, Diet Mountain Dew Sparks in the back. So I have a choice. I can rod and jump to get the Sparks.
No way.
But I'm 5 years old. I'm a grown ass man, and I don't think it's proper. Plus, I'm drinking a trash baby drink, like I'm drinking trash baby.
yeah.
Like the whole scenario is bad.
You grab the Alpo dog food and drag that over, stand on it.
So I think I'm the only person in there, and I look over, and I'm. This is my home store. I'm there every morning. I love this
Yeah,
store.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know I go there. I talk about it. I
Yeah,
love it. And I am. I'm very certain that I am the only person in there. So I say, hey, ladies, I'm sorry to do this. I'm going into full chirp. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry to do this, but you gotta know your strengths. You gotta know your weaknesses, and I can't reach my poison. If anybody can help me, you got a ladder. I'm doing a whole thing. I turn around. I am not the only person in there. There is a cowboy standing next to me, a large constructionman who, and I wrote it down, who says this. He says, how about a boost, big eye?
Yes, please tell me he picked you up like a child.
No, I didn't let anybody touch me. It ended there, Sam. The whole fucking thing ended there, but then it led me to something I was talking to Tom about this morning about how, why is that? It doesn't bother me.
It's the last thing you could make fun of in society.
It really is.
And no one
does
gets
shit
offended,
about that.
cares.
They love it. They pile on. And the whole 7-Eleven exploded with laughter. The place, like people.
Calling someone short is not a faux pas in our society. It's weird.
Tom, as the ladies pushed the sparks down, and I still had to kind of jump a little bit because they were still on the top.
Why wouldn't they just grab them for you?
Maybe there's some. Maybe your theory is correct, but no, the whole place was laughing as if Chappelle was in the parking lot.
Yeah, like that was the funniest shit they've ever heard.
So there, I thought you guys would enjoy that. I probably would.
What did you say back to him?
Nothing. You just roll with it. What can you say? He's seen me do this. I'm not offended. It doesn't bother me. Trust me, it didn't bother me. I didn't even think about it. I think about the comedy of it. The comedy of it is, why is it okay? Because if you make me a 400-pound man.
It could be the other way, too, if you're super tall.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's weird there's a thing with height, right?
Make me a 400-pound person, right, and I can't walk the aisle. And then make me do the same thing where I'm like, excuse me, ladies, anybody got some butter in here to help me get...
But
nobody say a word.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say a fucking word.
In our society, we acknowledge that being like shorter than average is some sort of disadvantage, right? Like everybody in society would think that as far as like, oh, tall, dark, and handsome. Like being short is some.
It's
like,
gross.
People use it as an
disgusting.
insult and like short, whatever. But we haven't adopted it as like an insult enough to be inappropriate to tell someone, as we've adopted every other, like, you can't call someone fat, you can't call someone a honky.
You can call them an Amazon. That's what I get called.
But again, the point is not to
put that fans.
It's almost like a compliment,
is
though.
it? Not when they go, holy shit, you're an Amazon. That doesn't sound like a compliment.
Well, really,
it is more of a compliment than, oh, you are that short.
Yeah, but a compliment's only a compliment if it's a compliment. What I mean by that is it's all in how you take it. You know, I mean, it's all in what it means to you. You know,
I feel like it's all in how they say it.
Christine is awesome because her reply in the chat room was, "Oh, come on, Bart Simpson, why so sensitive?" I love that. This didn't bother me in the least. What is funny to me about it is that, like, everybody, like, I was looking around. The guy getting his hot dog was laughing. Everybody was like, yeah, it's bringing us together. I was like, well, great. I'm glad that everybody's getting a laugh. It doesn't bother me, but it's just a funny thing to observe. You know, it's like, this is okay with everybody.
It's funny because in our society currently, doing that with basically any other reason or how someone looks or anything else would be considered rude and offensive and in some part like racist or mean or make you a bad person. It's inappropriate, right?
Yeah.
It's like mentioning someone's skin color that's too light or too dark, or mention someone's weight or mention someone's disability, or like all these other things you can't say, but short is still on the table and it happens to you all the time.
I'm kind of glad it's still on the table, actually. I mean,
but why isn't it off the table like everything else?
Yeah, but why? We need more stuff on the table. That's what I'm saying. I'm kind of glad it's on the table.
But if everything else is off the table, get that off the table. Then
it doesn't work like that.
Take it all off. Then why they left that one on, and it's unfair to Daniel.
It is one of the only ones I can think of.
Someone in the chat, they get called olive oil. Where some people
my mom
think
did.
Because they're really thin, and it's like that's pretty. Like that's kind of insulting.
It is, yeah. And that's still,
not as insulting as being called a big fat slob, though.
Yeah, but people will
But that's just my scale.
Make negative comments about being quote unquote too skinny for a lot of people that can't even like put on weight.
Sure.
That's true.
No, you're right.
But that's also another one, like people give it a pass. That's like, come on, you're skinny.
You're right.
It's fucked up though.
It is.
People are like, what are you worried about? And this person might have a medical condition.
Right.
I'm trying to get fatter.
But
you know?
in my experience, I'm just saying I've seen people bring up Daniel's height way more often than I've ever heard someone say, "Oh, you're real skinny." Like, I've seen it. Maybe it's because I'm around
That's
Daniel.
right. You're around him all the time.
All the time. And
How
I'm
often are you
like,
around
if I'm
someone
around
that's
Daddy
extremely thin?
Longneck, then,
Right.
maybe it happens to him. I'm like, hey! Like, people are like, oh. But I still think, even because it's weight, people are less likely to comment than short. I'm telling you,
not
short.
when you're skinny.
Really?
Yeah.
But also another one is with Daddy Longneck, you're not going to say anything because you run the risk of making fun of somebody's special needs, and you're not going to.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a good person, if you're decent, I'll say I'll give you decent.
Or he might be sick. Like, you
yeah,
know. Like,
you could be
Right.
dying of some disease. But you're not gonna go like, what's wrong with you know? You're not gonna say a word. You're gonna be like,
Yeah.
just kind of stick to yourself, right?
It comes out of people's mouth with Daniel like
I think
it's
people
a sneeze. Like, I can't help it. They're like,
I-
oh, short.
You know why? I think they do a microtransaction in their brain, and they look me over, and they're like, "Not a little person, but maybe not. Go with it." You know, it's like it's a count. They're like,
You're right. They wouldn't do it to a little person.
No.
They would never say, like,
Never.
oh, look how short you are, you know, but it's like you were right on the cusp, so they're like, short. But it's weird. It's a weird.
It's funny, dude.
Especially, I was saying, nowadays where it's like, you know, you got to hold your tongue. You can't just make comments about anybody's looks, but they can with you in short.
It makes me laugh.
Yeah, anyway. Let's get out of
He
here.
was a nice man, though. He was a nice man. I laughed. He laughed. We all laughed.
So, Samantha, semantics this weekend, or is this?
I'm taking the week off.
Yeah. Good
for
Been
you.
busy all month, but you can still, if you want to buy a Semantics t-shirt, or we still have some of the Semantics beer glasses on semanticspodcast.com. We're going to put that inventory up this weekend. Also, I'll be hanging out with the Ono Radio Show on Sunday. They are doing a mini golf tournament at the Congo River on Colonial. If you want to sign up, hit up Mike B on social media and sign up for that.
I'm still gonna try and at least swing by to yell at people, but
be fun.
May might have some dancing to do. She's always got dancing, always dancing.
Is it a loads for load scenario for the winter?
No, Mike
Just
B.
put that up there.
With just random people that are playing in the tournament? No.
I'm saying, you know.
I like the idea of a really aggressive Mike B and Owen hand job bet.
Oh, man.
I like that.
Loads for loads.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. We
Is
should
there
get out of
anything
here.
else we got to plug? I thought there was something
I
else.
feel like there is.
Well,
A lot of Sanford events going on. Of course, Pints and Paul's. There's the event we're promoting that we partnered with Melbourne, with Meg O'Reilly's
Yep.
down there, and they're doing a St. Patrick's Day street party that's downtown Melbourne,
Nice.
and they got live music and basically free to enjoy everything. And
4,200 Oliver Tree haircut. Let's not forget about that.
That's true.
Let's make this little kid from DeLand's dreams come true. You know, let's put a little something special under my Christmas tree this year. It's a big, giant oil painting of you with a perfect Oliver Tree. Joke's on me, though. You'll be riding your dirt bike.
all right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Wait a minute, I can't publish that. It's mediocre.